What is going on, everybody, and welcome to Defend Your Units. I am Johnny K. Picks, and alongside me is my man, Effie, where we went to UFC 317 together, met him for the first time, and it was a blast there. I should have worn my shirt, but it still hurts a little. It still hurts a little, my little olive shirt that I bought. And it was a sad 30 minutes that I laid my head in my hands.
I was a witness.
But overall, it was a very fun card. How's it going, man?
Good, man. Shit, just got off work, had a rush here to get on the stream, but I'm stoked to be on. I know last week Blood Money was here, and it was just like the good old days, man. That stream, our stream probably won't be 3 hours long, I'll be honest, guys. But
Blood Money loves to talk, man.
Yeah,
he loves it.
He likes to break down almost every fighters that they've ever had. But no, seriously, it's great. So shout out to him, man. Always great to see Cody back on the streams, and so now Johnny's hit up the B team, the JV squad, the second string guys, and that's me. So yeah, dude. Real quick, we went to the fights, man. And obviously, Charles losing the way he did was absolutely terrible. But overall, I had a ton of fun, man. Our seats were great. Shout out to Johnny for getting us great seats. Saw everything, man. The knockout from RoboCop was so scary. It was actually kind of funny at first, but then after a few minutes, we're like, "Yo, is this?"
We're like, "Whoa!" He was literally on the freaking mat for 5 minutes. He didn't move. Yeah. Everyone was like, "He's dead." He's legit dead. That 5 minutes felt like 25 to 30 minutes. It was insane.
I was telling everyone that asked me about it, I was like, because we saw his chest and his lungs moving. But if I wouldn't have seen that, I would have thought he was dead. His arms were chalked out, stiff. I was like, dude, that second shot, Herb Dean out to lunch, man. That was crazy.
Classic Herb Dean, always late, dude.
Completely other side of the cage. That guy's live right there.
And he is so slow, dude. He's got no agility at all. He has to make a 7-point turn to turn around, and then he jumps in like seven punches too late, and the guy's like, dude.
Man, that was sick.
At least Mark Goddard was there, right, for Olives, man. Whew.
Yeah, I know that
holding
was
his head.
He got knocked out twice, bro. That was sad.
You know what? Thank you, Mark Goddard. Shout out to Mark Goddard for holding his head. Appreciate it. I would have done the same thing. 100%.
We did Charles sucked because me, Martin, and Johnny were rooting for Charles, obviously. But I will say Pantoja, that was so much fun. We just dominated. He 0 seconds of that fight, I was like, it's sketchy. No, he ran over Kai France.
That was amazing,
man. That was.
I mean, I would have loved to see Charles not fight Ilya or anybody else, but I had to because Pantoja and Olives are my favorite fighters, and it was going from the highest of highs, watching Pantoja just straight up dominate, and the lowest of lows, seeing him get KO. I was like, no, I can't even reenact how I was. I was just
I got up. I was like, oh shit, I should have got out the phone and just put it right on.
Should have, because I did not get up. I was just like this. Yeah.
I didn't
even want to look at it.
They were losing their shit. It was crazy.
Oh my god, that was Ilya fans. I don't want to get into that because that'll be an hour long because it was terrible.
Yeah. Ilya had some suckers rooting for him. That's all.
They were annoying. I didn't even care that they were Ilya fans. We just knew they were Ilya fans because they were holding up the dumb freaking flag every freaking fight, and they were drinking and they were crazy. They kept fighting. They kept playing musical chairs every fight, and they were getting pissed at each other. And I'm like, sit the fuck down.
They turned on each other. Yeah, they started almost fighting each other. We're like, oh shit. No, but it was great, man. Hanging out with Johnny was awesome, guys. We drank a bunch. He drank me under a table. I can't hang with Johnny. That's breaking news. I cannot drink with Johnny. Friday night was pretty rough.
It was wild. It got away a little bit, but I didn't notice it until I got. I didn't really notice until I got back to the room. I was like, oh, okay, I gotta go to sleep right now.
Yeah, dude, I was in the Uber. I was so drunk, guys, that I woke up the next day and I saw texts that I don't remember sending to people, and I was like, oh fuck.
Well, we did that voice message in our chat too. And honestly, I really don't remember that either. I was like, that's pretty funny though. I think that's when we started to
tail off.
Yeah. Well, another thing too is we made some MLB bets too, and I was waiting for him to finally end. And I was falling asleep at the sports book and waiting to cash my ticket because I won two things. And
the game wasn't even close either.
No, it was it was 11-0. I was like, come on, give me my money.
No, it sucks.
But yeah, overall, I appreciate you hanging out with me and all that good stuff. We had a good time. We'll have to do it again for sure. Yeah. But yeah, let's get to this card. Let's go through the chat here. We got a UFC Nashville. I went to the last one. It was pretty decent. This one on paper, I'm sure it's going to be fun to go. But man, on paper, it's a little rough. Just me. Me personally. It's a little rough.
The next one, bro. I'm like,
yeah, for a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Luckily, you have a great main event. That's the only thing that's holding it up. That's about it. But we got Elijah on in here. What's up, man? Let's fucking go. I think he was the first one in here when I first did the stream. He posted. Appreciate you. Derek Izzy, what's up, man? What's up, MMA fam? 2 solid cappers on the show tonight. Let's go, Trevor. Yeah, it's going to be under 2.5 hours, I promise. Like, me and Blood, when we get going, we get going. He hasn't been on in a while, so he was feeling the juices. He likes to break down a fight. So if you love breakdowns, like, that's him. Me, I'm just like, this. He gonna win. That's it. That's just me. But yeah, he's a good time. Dixon Cider, what's up, man? Johnny, did you see Romanov get stretched out of the smart cage after he death? Yeah, I remember that one too. That was wild.
Yeah, we were like out and about, and then like the results were coming in, and then like it says like fight stopped. We're like, what the hell? Like, what happened? And then we saw him on the stretcher. I didn't know it was a nut shot at first, but I was like, that's so
that was the Friday night, right?
Yeah, that was Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I had a bet. Remember we did a couple.
Give me a winner.
Yeah, I was like, why is this one? It's void. Yeah, okay, because I think who did I pick? I don't even think I picked Romanov. I think I picked the other guy. Mm-hmm. Either way, got voided. I was like, what the hell happened? I didn't even know he got. I didn't. Whatever. PFL's wild, dude. Barry, what's up, man? Early stoppage. Herb Dean runs in a 1 minute 40-yard dash.
Jacker Manson, that was definitely an early stoppage.
Whew. Did you lose a bet on that Dixon fight? Oh, the Dixon fight.
I think they're talking about
PFL?
Romanov.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it was void. If I remember correctly. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember.
I've never heard that one before.
Johnny, how'd you get Steve Garcia? I know. That's why he has his glasses on. He doesn't want everybody to know. So
Melendez and Ferguson a lot.
I can see Ferguson. For sure.
I will say, every time I see a fighter in nice glasses, I'm like, hey, nice glasses, bro.
There you go. Roma got kicked pretty hard. It's the second one. He might not. I think he might only have maybe a half a nut now, if that's the case. Saba, what's up? Champ has arrived. Yeah. You get nothing.
Nice belts.
I had 0 action on Romanov fight, by the way. It was just an embarrassment level. Yeah, I mean, that's PFL. It's just embarrassing. There's always one embarrassment in every PFL event that's to the point where I have to watch it because I want to see how stupid that thing is going to be. And it just keeps one-upping itself. So, I mean, I still like PFL. I'll watch it, but I'm not going to watch like PFL Brussels or something like that.
Watch that. I'll watch her any day.
Yeah, that's true too. Let's see. Romanov had the Victor Henry experience. I guess so. I mean, that's the second time too. That's crazy. I mean, the first one was kind of weak though with Espinito, but
Henry got like destroyed.
Yeah. Well, I thought he was faking it too, but then he was like, I literally had like my nut buster or whatever. I was like, oh shit.
Other dude was like, why are you crying? Well, fuck, dude, you're kicking me in the nuts. Oh, hey, Elijah one, he did see me without the shades though.
I did.
I was out and about without the shades.
The first time I was meeting up with Effie, I was looking for him in the casino and I saw this guy. I'm like, that him? Because I don't know anything else other than the glasses. I was looking literally for a guy in glasses. That's what I was looking for.
I've met Tyler 1 through 8. I've met Derek in the chat and now Johnny. And Derek's kind of tall too, so he didn't say it. But like Johnny and Tyler are both like, holy crap, you're super tall. Like, I'm like, yeah, I guess. Fuck.
I'm a little taller than Tyler, so a little taller. Yeah. And then I'm taller than Cody, obviously.
But it was funny. Yeah, I was like, I wonder if Johnny's even gonna know who I am. Just have the glasses on, walking around.
It's funny.
There's pictures up there. I think they're out there somewhere.
Yeah, there's a couple of them on our Twitter. PFL Brussels was awesome. You didn't even watch any of that, dude. I told you to go. You probably would have had fun, but yeah, he's got to be like 6'2"?
6'2", 6'2".
Yeah, because I'm like 5'9", so I was like, damn.
You only see that tall Mexicans these days. You only see any Mexicans these days. Oh, shucks.
Not at the car. There was a lot.
Yeah, I know, right? Look.
It's pretty good amount. It's okay though. It's all Let's see. Let's go to the first fight of the night. We got 12 of these bad boys to get through. Some of them are going to be a little bit quick, and some of them might not be. So we'll see. Quick. Fatima Klein versus Melissa Martinez. Speaking of Mexican, who do you like here?
Dude, Fatima is actually one of my favorite women's MMA fighters. Like, I think she's super good,
she only
man.
Fought once,
but she's skilled, dude. Like,
or twice.
Yeah. I mean, Jasmine, twice. But Jasmine,
twice.
That's just, I don't want to say throwaway fight, but like, come on, like she's different weight class, and Jasmine's super good, right? Like,
she did. I knew
that line was crazy. I think it was like a pick'em. Me and you both were on Jasmine that day.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like she did fine for herself. I knew she was gonna get out grappled, but in this fight, I mean, she clears her everywhere, right? I think she's a better, sophisticated striker, and I definitely think that she can get this fight to the ground. And when she does get Melissa down, I think she's gonna float, bro. Like, I think she's gonna be able to stay on top and just pass her guard and wherever the scrambles take her. And I'm really liking round 2 or round 3. Like, I don't think she can finish her in round 1, and I actually don't think Fatima hits overly hard. Like, I don't think she has knockout power. Not a lot of girls do, but I think her ground and pound is really good, really smart. And like I said, I think that Melissa isn't the best grappler. Like, her fight against Reed was real bad look, in my opinion. And Fatima is just a way better athletic and more physical fighter than someone like Elise Reed. And she got the winner with that TikTok girl, which doesn't really tell me much. I forget her name,
close
like Allison
fight.
Something.
Ardolina.
Yeah, it was close. But yeah, dude, Fatima minus 1,200, dude. It's gonna be a theme for the rest of the card. Like, whoa, man! Like, some of these favorites are just so huge, right? So I'm thinking she actually does get it finished, and I think it comes in round 2 or round 3. I don't think it comes so early, but I think it's gonna be a ground pound finish, throughout this fight later.
Yeah, I'm with you as well. I like Klein here, obviously. I mean, no shocker. I think she's gonna be the more technical striker. I think Melissa's striking is decent. I don't think it's terrible or anything. She's very quick on her feet. She's got good footwork. She's small, so that's going to be her advantage here. She might be a little bit faster or quicker but I think as the rounds go on, and especially if Klein can grab a hold of her, and she's going to be able to take her down because she's going to be a little bit bigger. I think she'll be a little bit stronger as well, and she's going to I think she's going to be way better on the mat too. So that's going to be the path to victory for her to get an easy win, to just start grappling and wrestling if she can grab a hold of her. But on the feet as well, like I said, I think she's still going to win. I think she's got better boxing. I think she's going to hit a little bit harder. Melissa can maybe throw a little bit more volume, but Melissa does like to engage a lot, likes to get into those little firefights. And she's a little pit bull, if you want to say, but like that can go against her. Like, she gets hit a lot. She's got dropped a couple times. I think against Elise Reed, and that's not the worst look. But yeah, Fatima Klein's way better. So I gotta go Klein, but I also think inside the distance, I think it's a good look. I think you might be able to get that maybe like minus 110 or something. It's not too bad. You can, if you want to be a little safe, if you like a finish for her to finish, you can get the under 2.5. It's about the same price. Actually, it might be a little bit. It might be plus money. Under 2.5. I do think this fight. Yeah, it's minus 115. I did see it at it's plus 115. I did see it at plus 130. So money is coming in on the under. But I think Klein does find a finish here. Probably second round, I would say. I think the first round will be like more of a feeling out process, and maybe Klein just tests the striking out a little bit, and then she'll realize that Melissa's pretty fast on the feet, so she's probably going to go for grappling. So that's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't see a world where Fatima loses a decision here. So to me, it's more like, can she finish? So that doesn't surprise me that the money's coming in on the under, and I wonder what the odds are on how many girl fights go over 2.5. It's probably a lot. So
a lot. And honestly, like, the over isn't a bad play either, because I can see Klein winning a dominant decision. So it's one of those like 50-50s. Everyone's jumping on the under because of plus money, but I do think it should be a pick 'em. I could see both, and I just lean the under. But if you're going to give me a good price tag on the over, I might just bet the over. But it's not. It's just the under right now is the better price tag. So
I might look super dumb here, but I just don't see her finishing Melissa on the feet. I don't either. Has to be on the mat. So maybe if she wins by knockout, clip this. But unless she gets these takedowns in the second and third round,
could be ground and pound knockout.
Dominant decision probably is what ends up happening.
It could be a ground and pound knockout though.
I like round 2 or 3. So
I think it's going to be round 2. I think round 1's safe. This is round 2. That's when things might get a little dicey. Let's see. Saba said Fatima lost a grappling match against Juliana Miller. She's cooked.
That's the only thing she does good, though. That's the only
thing I was gonna say. Juliana can scramble her butt off and maybe pull off something crazy, and she's kind of big. Like, I think she's bigger than Fatima as well. She's like a Jasmine Jasudavicius big. So saw what happened last time. Jasmine was all over Fatima and she couldn't do anything. But she was looking good in the striking, though, when she wasn't getting taken down and out grappled. Barry likes Melissa by KO. That would have to be her path to victory. I don't see her winning a decision. So Klein round 2-3 is what's going to happen. I agree with that, to be fair. Elise, yep. I mean, it's because Melissa was getting too aggressive, and then Elise just popped her right down the middle, and she fell. Like, she's little. Melissa should be an atom weight, but unfortunately, UFC doesn't have atom weight. So she's got to suffer a little bit when she's fighting these. And Fatima's not really that big of a strawweight either. She's just like a normal strawweight.
Yeah, she's small.
So that grappling match was years ago. Yeah, Saba, years ago.
Fake news.
Fatima's big. No, she's not. She's 5'6". I'm 5'8". Come on. 5'9". I'm sorry. 5'9". No, 5'9". 5'9".
Oh.
Said the wrong thing.
Let's pull out his ID.
I'll show you. You can lie on those two. We'll go to the next fight here. Another big favorite. Mike Davis versus Mitch Ramirez. And on paper, this is the biggest probably mismatch on this card. I personally think Mike Davis is very, very good. Unfortunately for Mike Davis, injuries play a big problem. His last fight didn't really do him any favors. He looked like absolute dog crap. But I will give him that pass because apparently he was injured going into that fight and he was huffing paint like hours before he fought in his dressing room or whatever. That's funny to me, but I'll give him a pass because of the injury, though, because you could tell right off the bat that there was something wrong. Because I had a Mike Davis bet and I was very angry, but I'm like, there's something wrong with him. This is bullshit. This isn't Mike Davis. But every other fight, though, Mike Davis is like really good everywhere. He's got good kickboxing. He's got good grappling, good wrestling, very good low kicks. He's dangerous on the mat. He's dangerous on the feet. Like, he's dangerous everywhere. And they got Mitch Ramirez where he's just okay. Like, yeah, he's got power in his hands. He looks for the KO, and that's how he wins most of his fights. But other than that, like, I mean, he can grapple and wrestle too, but I just don't think he's on that level of Mike Davis. But the only little red flag with Mike Davis at minus 1,000 is he coming in injured again? He is injury prone. I think he's got something to prove on this fight too. I think he's going to make Mitch look a little foolish here. If he's 100%, mind you, that's the caveat right here. If he's 100%, he's going to make Mitch look foolish. So Mike Davis by however he wants. Inside the distance, I think it's super safe. You could probably find it like minus 160, 170. Mike Davis by KO. I kind of like the sub because I do think he's going to probably just shoot and work his grappling because that's where he's going to have the biggest advantage. And he doesn't have to worry about Mitch maybe landing a big bomb and knocking him down or something like that. So he'll be safe if he wrestles. I think he's safe if he's on the feet too, but I think his least resistance path to victory here is to wrestle and grapple. So give me Davis by sub round 2. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, I agree with your statement that he probably does wrestle here. I do think that the area where he is the most, more proficient than Mitch is the grappling. He's good, man. Like, I had money on him his last fight. I had a big bet on him in his last fight. And yeah, dude, like you said, he looked injured. And that whole
right away too.
That paint thing was, I found that out after, but I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, what the hell is that? I don't know.
It's Abu Dhabi.
I don't know how much I weigh on that
somewhere else
paint sniffing thing.
I don't either. It's just the injury thing. You could tell right off the bat, like it wasn't the Mike Davis that I saw like 3-4 fights ago where he's dominating and looking really good.
That was his first loss too, right?
No, he's lost before, but like in a while, that was his first loss.
But I think he's clearly the better fighter here. KDO Bets mentioned in the chat, Mitch only has lost to really good fighters, and that's true, man. I don't know what he did, bro, to the UFC or what his manager did, but dude, they do not like this guy. Quick story time. Do you remember when Chandler and Conor McGregor were Ultimate Fighter coaches? That season, Mitch was supposed to be on Conor's team, or like the team that ended up being Conor, and Conor somehow worked it to where he got one of Conor's guys onto the show, and they took Mitch's spot. They gave him a Contender Series fight instead, and they go out and give him Carlos Prates, bro. It's like, what the hell? Like, damn, that's messed up, right? And Mitch is a local guy.
The Brad Katona, is that who it was?
Shit, I don't know, but
probably was.
Yeah, he's a SBG guy, but so like, he's a local guy. He trains at Syndicate. I think he might have moved to Utah or something recently, but I know he was a Syndicate guy for a long time. So I definitely knew who he was, room for him wanting to succeed. But to see him get, Carlos and then go back to LFA, win his fight, and then get Thiago, I'm like, what the hell is this? And then now he's getting Davis again. And I will say, out of those guys, Moises and Prates, Davis is lower level than them. Probably around Thiago's area skill level, but
I was gonna say,
just like the matchmaking is so tough for him. So like, I do think he's a good fighter, and I definitely think he's a good striker. To see him get his leg chopped off like that by Thiago was a bit weird. Like, I've never really seen him be so vulnerable to those leg kicks, but he's a competent grappler. He's a decent scrambler. I know his jiu-jitsu coaches, I know his wrestling coaches, and they know their shit. So like, I'm not sitting here thinking he's just gonna get mauled by Davis, but I just see Davis edging this fight out. I don't know if he's going to dominate this fight, but Derek mentioned in the chat, it definitely feels like the UFC is, setting up Mike to win. And we always talk about bounce back fights and stuff like that. But, I don't think the UFC wants stock in Mitch Ramirez. I think they're going to give him a couple fights to build up other prospects, and that'll be that. He'll be able to say he fought in the UFC in a couple years. But I will say, man, like, this line is crazy. Man. For me, if I were to bet, I would just not bet it or take a shot on Ramirez, because I do think that if Davis wins the decision, I think he can grapple here to win minutes in this fight and definitely secure a decision. On the feet, he should definitely be able to match anything that Mitch throws at him. But yeah, it's just kind of tough to shit on Mitch when he's only basically losing in the UFC to really high level guys. So at the end of the day, though, I think that Davis is the better fighter and probably ends up winning a decision here. I wouldn't be shocked at a submission. I don't know what the line is, but I think that's a pretty good look to take a small prop shot on. So if the odds are crazy, then definitely take a look at that. But yeah, I think Davis wins the decision here, and it kind of sucks for Mitch to get matched up like this.
Yeah. You know what? Like, I could see a decision win too, but Mitch's style, though, like, he goes for it. Like, he wants to go for a finish. So I don't know if that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing. So that's playing a part. The under isn't too bad. It's minus 180, but I wish it was a little bit closer to plus money, to be honest. I would probably bet the under in this one, but because Ramirez can crack, and we've seen Davis, get cracked too, and then Davis is always dangerous too if the 100% Davis comes into this fight. So that's what I'm worried about. So I don't have a play on this fight, but if I did, like I said, it probably would just be like Mike Davis inside the distance, just to cut that big ass money line and like way down, because there's no way you should be. I mean,
that's the thing with this card. It's like, obviously,
I love parlays, but I can't.
favorite, right?
I can't parlay Mark Davis. I know he's going to win like 98 out of 100 times if he's 100%, but I can't. Like, you just can't parlay that. You gotta look for different things. Man,
anything, it's fighting. True. At the end of the day. Like,
true.
These guys get locked in the cage. Anything can happen. I remember having money. I forget who I had. I think it was Yair, and Ortega rolls his ankle as he's getting introduced, and he still wins. And I was like, what the this should be the time where I'm like, oh, hell yeah, like easy money, right? Like, the dude just rolled his ankle and he's limping the first round, almost gets finished in the first round and goes out there and finishes it the next round. I'm like, you guys are kidding.
Terrible.
On top of luck.
Yeah, Yair's terrible. Let's see what everyone else says. Picking Davis to win, but the line's too wide. I agree. I mean, he should be a heavy favorite, but not this heavy of a favorite, I don't think. UFC definitely setting up to win. I agree. Haymaker, what's up, man? Klein inside the distance. Just rewatched Jasmine fight. Davis is a lock, but bro does have Lyme disease. Yeah, I heard that too. That's never a good thing. I know Jim Miller has, I think he has Lyme disease, right? Or he did, or whatever. I think he does. I don't know. He has something where he overcame it and started doing good afterwards. But yeah, this is just a fight where maybe just stay away. Or if you really want to throw a little bit of money on Mitch Ramirez, good luck. That's all I gotta say. Like, I don't know. Take a shot on. Yeah, Elijah wants to take a shot. Take a shot. Why not? I mean, if you want to, like, $10, how about that? Just throw a little 10 on there. I mean, you win 60 or so.
if I was at the fights, I would throw 10 on Mitch. Fuck it. Like,
yeah, why not? And maybe do it after round 1. You might get plus 1,000. Maybe live bet him because I don't think he's going to go in there and win for round 1. I'll tell you that. He's going to have to come back and win round 2 or 3 or something like that. But it is what it is. Next fight, though, we got Kennedy Nzechukwu. I can't even say his last name. Versus Walter Walker. Who do you like?
I like Kennedy here. Walker getting 2 of those heel hooks back to back is actually insane. To pull off leg locks like that in the UFC at this level, to me, is super impressive. But I feel like light heavyweight, the higher you go, these guys just don't grapple like that. Like, they're not scrambling like that. You know, some of them, like the Jaltins and Aspinalls, like, yeah, like they can scramble with anyone, but you get put in a bad spot, man. You're getting submitted, and I don't know if he's going to be able to get Kennedy down here. He's definitely going to have to try. If he just stands on the feet with Kennedy, I don't think he's going to survive. I think someone definitely gets, finished in this fight. Kennedy, it's just so hard to overcome the OSP performance. I know he's gotten 2 wins since then, but the competition hasn't been, that great. But with him, it's just like he's so long and so, wiry. It's any second he can land a check left hook or check right hook and really put someone's lights out. So the threat's always there. And then obviously you have Walker on the other side who honestly kind of has like a Homer Simpson style fighting. Like, he just goes and takes shots. He's way more durable than his brother. The leg locks, like I said, are impressive. Like, I definitely respect the fact that he can pull those off. I just don't think it's likely that's going to keep happening, especially at this level. And I think that me and you probably have spent more time in the wrestling room than Kennedy has in his life. So his wrestling isn't the best. He's kind of trash on his back, low key. But when they clinch up, I feel like he'll be able to separate, get the overhooks, get the underhooks, and just create distance and leave out. Even if he doesn't, I feel like he's going to be more dangerous in the clinch. If this is cage pushing for any extended minutes of time here, I think Kennedy will be the one, being the aggressor here, landing damage or even just controlling. So yeah, I like Kennedy here. I think he gets a knockout, but I'm not high on. I'll be honest, I'm not high on either of these guys. So yeah, give me KO Kennedy. I'm gonna go round 1.
Give me KO Kennedy. That's his nickname now. Love it. Yeah, this is an interesting fight. But this is how I see it. It's probably the same as you. Like, I think Walker is live in round 1. He does his best work. He's got good cardio in round 1. He can wrestle for round 1. But then after that, he tuckers out. And he is just a sloppy mess. And Kennedy can go 3 rounds. Now, is he going to go high volume for 3 rounds? No. But he has the cardio to do it and still get knockouts in the second and third round too. So for me, do I think Kennedy's going to be able to survive round 1? If I think so, then I'm picking him, which that's who I'm picking because I do think he's going to be able to survive. Kennedy's takedown defense is pretty good. He's going to be a little bit smaller weight-wise. He may be like by, 15, 20 pounds. I don't know the exact weight, obviously, yet. Walter's not like the biggest heavyweight, but Kennedy's still working up to get his body like a heavyweight, I guess, if you want to say. Maybe a little bit more muscle, but he's got the frame for it. I think he's just not there yet. But even so, like, I think he's the better striker. And like you said, it just takes one punch. And then when Kennedy's like down and out and you think he's losing 2 rounds, then he'll land a crazy flying knee and like knock him out or something crazy. Like, I've seen it. It was like, I think it was the Ian Cutelaba fight or something like that. But Kennedy has thrown up some stinkers too, which worry me too. But tough to trust either guy. I know Walker is on his little heel hook run. I don't think it's going to happen again. So I just think Kennedy, if he survives round 1, I think he definitely wins round 2, 3, and probably sees a finish. So give me Kennedy by KO. I want to say round 2, late round 2. But I could see him win a decision too. A weird sloppy heavyweight decision.
Well, dude, that first fight, last card, I definitely thought, who was the Brazilian?
Oh yeah, was that Hines?
Yeah, I thought Hines was going to get knocked out like 6 times, and that fight went to the distance. So it's just one of those things where, I think Derek asked, how does Walker get him down? It has to be in the clinch. It has to be a trip. Like, I don't see him shooting on a single leg. I mean, fuck, Kennedy.
The more Walker shoots, the more he's going to get tired.
Right.
Like, I'm talking like real wrestling, like shooting takedowns. Like,
he's shooting those last double, bro.
Out.
He doing under a jab. I don't think. At least I think. Like,
yeah. And then Kennedy's actually pretty decent in the clinch too. He has good knees too and elbows too. But
him and Chidi.
I mean, yeah, I could see Walker win too, but I gotta see it. Like, Walker heel hooked maybe 2 of the worst heavyweights. Let's be honest. And Junior Tafa's not even a heavyweight. Let's be honest, too.
Don't get me started on the Tafa brothers. Ugh. We'll talk about one later.
We're going to get there. Yeah. Main event, starting it up. For whatever reason, they should be starting the card off, not the main event or main card. Let's see what everyone says, though. Fight doesn't go the distance. I like that. The under. I like that, too. I think one, and it's actually not even that bad. Minus 125 for the under.
Really?
2.5. I was looking at that play. That's one thing I was looking at. I was like, I don't know if I want to do it. Yeah, I want to see if the line goes a little bit one way or another first.
This fight would have to be super boring for it to go over. Holy shit.
I mean, it could. We've seen boring fights from Kennedy, OSP.
Oh, yeah.
But
Walker, or not Johnny, but this Walker doesn't do anything exciting.
Yeah, no. He's got one round in him to get it done. Yeah. Heavyweight, yep. Under 2 is a great bet. I agree. Under 2, yeah. I think under 2.5 rounds for this fight, if you don't want to pick a side and it's minus 125, that's pretty good. I think Walker can get a first round finish, and I think Kennedy can get a second or early third when Walker is gassed. That's it. There you go. Kennedy can get a first round finish too if he gets something crazy. But
yeah, that wouldn't shock me at all.
But the next one we're going to do is Lauren Murphy versus Eduardo Mora. Lauren Murphy's 42 years old now. She hasn't fought in a while. I think her last fight was about 2.5 years ago. Shit. Her best trait is her durability. This girl is tough as shit, but she's very average everywhere else. Very average, but very durable. Cardio's decent as well, so that holds up. And then you got Mora, very good wrestling, good grappling. Striking's not that great. She can slow down a little bit as the fight goes on, but I think Mora comes in there and just ragdolls. Honestly, I don't think Lauren at 42 years old ragdolls her. Like, just picks her up and throws her down. 42 years old, Effie. But more. I think Mora just wins this fight. I don't see how she loses unless she gasses out trying to get a finish in the first round. Maybe that's the only way she loses here. This is one of those, I think it's like Fatima Klein situations. Like, this is a good setup fight for Mora. I think she wins this fight. 2.5 years off and you're 42 years old. Like, that's tough to back. But I do think Mora can get those takedowns and work her game. That's her game. She's not going to try to strike with Lauren. She's not a striker. Hopefully she worked on her cardio just a little bit, though, because I think she can win the first 2 rounds. And if somehow she doesn't get a finish, which is possible, I think she can survive round 3. So, Lauren's not really that dangerous of a striker either. She's not dangerous. She's just super durable. That's it. I mean, go back to the Andrade fight. Like, that shit's crazy how she survived. I don't even understand how, but I'm going to say Mora by sub. I think she gets a sub. What do you think?
Oh, man. You know me, man. You know me. And when there's an old fighter, like, I don't even ever give him a chance. I'm like, get out of here. Fuck, you're old, bro. Like, why would I want to bet on someone that's super fucking old? And she hasn't fought in 2.5 years. And she's talking about retiring. You know, we always talk about the fighters with one foot out the door. I mean, she's telling us, like, she's like, hey, I'm retiring. I want to, coach jiu-jitsu. She wants to be a judge and judge fights in Texas, which is cool. Hopefully she does good. But yeah, man, like a ton of red flags, like the most red flags you could possibly get in a fight. 42 years old, hasn't fought forever, super inactive, gonna retire after fighting a girl who is on the complete other end, of her career. She's up and coming, rising. Try to rattle off some wins in the UFC. But for me, it's like, what has she shown me? And she beats Hardy in a fight that I thought was a pretty good fight. Hardy, I do rate not highly, but like she's not a scrub. That's a decent win in my opinion. But to be minus 135 against Veronica Hardy, then come in, close to minus 600 against, Murphy, I'm like, oh man, kind of feel like I'm getting, squeezed here on this line.
Oh, yeah,
I don't want to say it's like too wide, like, oh, this line's crazy, because I do think she wins. I do think she's a better fighter here, especially at her point in her career. But I mean, fuck, dude, I don't want to lay minus 500, minus 600 on this fight that I definitely think is going to go the distance. I don't think she's going to submit Murphy. I do think that she's going to be able to get her down and control and pass her guard. But like you said, like Lauren's durable. If there's anything that she's shown us is that she could, withstand and take one to give one. I will say she has a ton of scar tissue at this point, man. She's kind of like the Diaz brothers. She cuts easily, man. Like I'll be shocked if she's not bleeding at some point in this fight. And just based off damage, I feel like the judges are going to give it to Mora. I think that she's going to be an active striker in this fight. Lauren's not a bad striker. She's really not bad in any particular area, really. Like, I don't think...
No, I think she's average everywhere.
Yeah, like, she's... Yeah, like you said, like, she's basically average. She's fought a ton of high-level competition. You know, she's been in the UFC forever, and it's just one of those things, man. She's at the end of the line, and it sucks, and it happens, but, you know, no one defeats Father Time, and it's going to be shown here, I feel like, in this fight. So, yeah, I like Eduarda here. She's a little pit bull, man, a little Brazilian pit bull, and she's aggressive. So just an athletic, you know, stocky type fighter here. I think she does enough to edge the decision here. I don't think it's going to be close. Just based off the damage, I think that Lauren's going to be showing throughout this fight. Yeah, and then you add all the other things, you know, the outside the cage thing. So I can see why someone would try to, you know, think this one through and say there's value on Murphy, but I can't get to it, man. I feel like you're kind of wishing on that. You're kind of projecting, like, I hope that she does get out. I hope that
grasping at straws.
Exactly. You're kind of looking for stuff. You don't want to stretch yourself out. So keep it simple. Give me Eduarda decision. And then we see Lauren take off her glove. So yeah, man, Brazilian here.
Let's see, 5-4. Okay. I think she still gets a sub. I can see a decision.
Grappling is probably her best attribute.
You think so? I think her durability is.
Well, yeah, I mean that too.
You're talking about
I've seen her, you know, get on top of girls.
But she doesn't really like. Who has she shown amazing grappling against though? Like, I don't remember her grappling at all though. Like Shevchenko was able to basically do whatever she wanted. At will. I mean, I know it's a terrible comparison, right. But I'm just looking through like ground and pound knockout.
I thought she lost to Joanne Wood too.
Well, she 100% lost to Joanne Wood because I remember having a bet on Joanne Wood.
Yeah, Wood. She's married to John Wood, the coach of Syndicate. So I was rooting for her hard. So then,
dude, Joanne Wood got screwed a couple times in her UFC career, and I was pissed. But honestly, I think Lauren's gonna come in here looking like Miesha Tate.
Shit. Yeah,
like how Miesha Tate looked in her last fight. That's how Lauren Murphy's gonna look.
Dude, isn't that crazy? Like, I think that's like a good like time capsule of like what MMA. Like what it is now, like, dude, you're striking so bad. Like when I'm talking about Tate, like she's like worse than Dern, like double punch. Like what the fuck?
I just don't.
That was bad.
Yeah, I just think Mora takes her down. I think it's going to be a couple times, and then maybe just Lauren kind of gives up a little bit.
Are we thinking like vibes here? Like just strangle?
No, not like that domination. Like not like that, but pretty like. Maybe like a 7 out of 10 instead of like a 9.5. Like Pantoja went out there and just didn't give no fucks and got hit a couple times and just threw a hardest body leg kick ever. Oh my god, he is so fun to watch.
Bro, how funny was it when Kaya was like turning around, backing up, trying to get space, and Pantoja just chasing him, kicking his legs out? Dude, that was so funny. You're like bullying him.
The best part was like he literally like Pantoja had a running start and just blasted his kick into his body, and then Kai's like, and then after that, he like just bum rushed him and just took him down.
Real fast, dude. The what is it? The oblique or whatever kicks that John Jones does that Van was doing on Royval at the very end of that
minute.
That was crazy, man. What a fight! I know we didn't talk about it earlier, but
that fight was crazy, man.
That was so sick, bro.
If fucking Royval didn't get knocked down at the very last, that could have been like a split either way. But then Van definitely
just dropped him at the end. I was like, fuck.
I know. I had a little bet on the guy, but it was a fun fight. Can't complain too much. Let's see. Brandon, what's up, Brandon? I honestly thought Murphy retired. I thought so too. Dude, I 2.5 years. Like
that happens a lot actually, where I'm like, what the hell? This person's still fighting, and then just come back after like 2 years. I'm like, oh shit.
Derek said, small bet on Lauren to get plus money. She's got that old woman strength. Yeah.
Dude, what's stopping her from just juicing up like crazy? Like
for her last hoorah.
Like just give me, what is it? EPO right on my butt cheeks right before the fight. Let's go.
Saba said Froghead sucks ass. I think I saw Murphy on her smoke break at the Piggly Wiggly. Yeah. Bunny Hunter, what's up, Bunny? Murphy by decision. I think that's how she wins if she does. Haymaker says really late, but Klein round 2, 3. Yeah, we both like that too. Yep. Round 1 should be safe, but Klein's gonna start picking it up in round 2 and especially 3. Paku, what's up, Paku Chur, man? Appreciate you coming out, hanging out with us. Fight goes the distance on this one. Okay. I've lost all confidence on women's MMA. You know, sometimes
I've been there.
Yeah, sometimes you're good.
I've been on the other end
too.
I'm only betting women's
MMA. Me too. I've been on hot streaks. With
women's MMA,
and then all of a sudden, it's gone forever.
Yeah.
And then I come back all of a sudden. It's weird. Mullins, those two fights, that card was terrible. Those two women should be ashamed of themselves.
What up, Jeremy?
What's up, Jeremy? M? What's up, guys? Sorry I'm late. No problem. We got through the 4 fights here, so nothing crazy. She's retiring like Royval. F that guy. Kai is the main reason I'm fading Junior Tafa. That could be true.
Hell yeah.
Justin, what's up? Justin, football is back. I just got my new.
Let's go Raiders.
New clean. In the house. Okay, Walmart hat.
Genty's gonna go off, bro.
Let's go. Yeah, well, I hope so. July 31st Hall of Fame game. Yes, sir. Let's go. I can't wait for football to start. It's going to be so fun. El Nino on the right. What happened to your prodigy?
Don't know.
You mean
don't know who the prodigy is, but
the prodigy, Blood Money? Blood Money. If I could book him in advance, he'll come, but hopefully he comes back full time, but we'll see. I don't know. But yeah, last week I was able to get him on because I think I messaged him like a month out. I'm like, bro, we got to do this one. He's like, all right, I'll see what I can do. We need a moneymaker easy parlay. We'll get one.
Oh, yeah.
End of the show. We'll figure out something, but some of these lines are a little wild. And we got the legend himself, Lee Gatesman. You should be ashamed of yourself. John Ring Control Lee is one of my good friends, and he likes to make fun of my UFC with saying ring control because I used to say that a lot. He's like, he's controlling the ring. He's controlling the fight. He's like, doing it. So he doesn't know what he's talking about.
4K.
He's kind of.
Let's go Packers. What?
People are just trying to get under my skin. People are trying to get under my skin. Look at this, like 4 in a row. It's all right. Cody's cool, but Effie is the air I breathe. That's a beautiful line.
My boy right here.
That's a beautiful line. You should make a note. Like not a note, a poem, I should say. That's what I meant to say. I said note.
Bro,
poem on that.
You remember that one time someone got me on the BSD Negroes? Oh man,
I was like, who are you talking about? All right, next fight should be a fun one here. We got Jake Matthews versus Chidi and Jukwani. Who do you like?
Might be my only dog. One of my only dogs. I'm going with Jake, man. I know he's only kind of looked good against sorry fighters, which is definitely a problem. You know, like every time he gets a step up, he just loses. But like Morales is I think Morales is one of the best guys that no one really talks about. He's still young, you know. But Jake, I think he has a striking here to not get knocked out. I think his chin is kind of gets a lot of hate. You know, we've seen him go out and get hurt bad, but I think he's a more sophisticated striker than Chidi. Chidi's, to me, more of a reactionary striker. He likes to counter strike. He kind of needs you to go first, and he's so athletic, right? Like when someone's this athletic and this explosive, they really rely on their athleticism. Whereas I think Jake's more of a guy that can put together 15 minutes, 3 rounds, more so than Chidi. I think Chidi needs big moments. The thing that worries me here is the clinch. Chidi is super dangerous and long. It's super hard to get your underhooks, and get guys down when they're so tall they can just pummel you. But I do think that Jake has a little bit of grappling upside here. Like I wouldn't be surprised to see him try to shoot here, especially if he can get Chidi along the warning track. I think that's going to be his best chance of getting him down. Because if he denies that initial shot and ends up in the clinch, I think Chidi can reverse. Obviously get Jake on the cage and then get separation. But if Chidi were winning this fight, that wouldn't shock me. I think it's the most closely lined fight on the entire card, right? And I saw that Jake is already, I think, minus 105, so he's not really even plus money, which kind of sucks. But
oh wow, he's minus 105.
Well, I that might be an old line, but
he's plus 130 right now.
Okay,
I was going to say
that makes more sense. Yeah, I was looking at topology, but okay. Well, that makes me feel better because I do think I should be getting plus money here on Jake. I do think he should be the rightful underdog, but on a card that has a ton of huge favorites, I can see this close dog actually pulling it out. And like I said, if Chidi were to win this fight via knockout or via decision, that wouldn't shock me completely here. But I think it's gonna be a great fight. I think that Jake's perceived grappling upside here definitely needs to show through here if he wants to win this fight. And if he doesn't, if he's forced to only strike here, or if he chooses to only strike here, I think he loses. So just kind of depend on how he approaches this fight, and how he uses his fight IQ. So for me, I'm actually going to pick the dog here. I'm going to Jake Matthews' decision.
Right on. Yeah, I'm with you as well. I'm on Matthews. I think he is just he's well rounded, obviously. I think and he needs to mix in the takedowns and the grappling and the wrestling. Like, he's not going to win a straight up 15-minute kickboxing match against Chidi. I think he can get Chidi down. Like, Chidi's takedown defense isn't the greatest. And once he gets taken down, he doesn't really have the greatest get up game. He doesn't really know what to do. Matthews is actually a pretty good grappler when he decides to grapple. That's the problem sometimes in some of his fights. You're like, I want you to grapple this fight. And he's not going to grapple. He just wants to like slug it out. And you're like, what are you doing? Like, you're getting knocked down against, what's his name? Selmasburger. Like, freaking shoot takedowns because Selmasburger can't stuff any takedowns. He didn't shoot any. So, or what fight was that? Maybe it wasn't Selmasburger. What fight was it? No, it was Selmasburger. Yeah. He was looking good and he got caught once around it. And it's like, dude, shoot a takedown. And then, he finally did against Darius Flowers, but Darius Flowers.
That's easy money. It sucks he's not in the UFC anymore. Just fading him is easy money.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But, I think Jake Matthews has pretty good striking, though. I think he can, hold in there, like hang in there a little bit. But if it's just going to be a striking fight, like, I would totally be on Chidi, but Jake has to grapple and wrestle, or at least try to give him some looks in that way, because Chidi does slow down a little bit as the fight goes on too, so that's something to think about here. Matthews is good cardio-wise. He's very durable. Sure, he can get rocked, but I think this will be knocked out once. Chidi, like I said, I think if he gets, his back taken or something, or he's like his back is fully on the mat, like,
bro,
he ain't getting up.
If and that's going to be game over. On the mat, I'm not sweating at all if I.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Matthews will find a finish, whether it's ground and pound or like a rear naked.
Win the round, yeah,
like that's it. So that's all he has to do. So, but that's that's what we like to say. Like, this is what I think is going to happen, and it just freaking doesn't.
Especially lately, I feel like I'm starting to like really emphasize on like, yeah, sure, you can watch the tape, you can study, you can look at the stats, but if they don't come in and do what you think they're gonna do, man, it's just out the window. You just wasted 3 hours watching this tape. He just goes in there and just goes forward, and you're like, what the hell is that? Like Charles today is talking about how he would have changed everything, and I thought he did a little bit good work in the beginning. He got the nice elbow shot takedown, did a couple of teep kicks, then obviously got caught. But it's just one of those things where MMA, especially, like, you really have to account for if they don't utilize the game plan you think is the best one. Like, how does it look after? You know what I mean? Like how we're talking about here. Like, if he just strikes and doesn't shoot any takedowns here, well, then yeah, like I think Chidi should be
probably going to lose.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, he might even get the finish here early. So, but if he doesn't, if he goes and shoots takedowns, then this line might be a pick 'em. So
yeah,
it's just like lately I've been seeing it more and more. I'm like, what the hell is going on? This person's fighting like a retard. But why did I bet this person?
Fair enough. Took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, if Jake comes in here, and I think if he tries to wrestle, and I'm sure he's going to be a little successful at the very least, like, the line should be flipped then. But if he's not, then Chidi should be like minus 253 and minus 300.
If Chidi shucks him off here, like if he gets to his hips and just gets off, I'm like, oh my God. Like,
well, it's round one, but wait until the later rounds, because he slows
You're right, he does
down.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like, I think Jake's more likely to put together 15 good minutes than Chidi. Whereas Chidi I is more likely to have significant moments, throughout the fight. It's just one of those balance. You have to like kind of decide which way you lean. But for me, I'm going Jake. So
yep, yeah, I'm going with Jake too. Like I said, I think he can get the wrestling going. I think he can get takedowns. I just hope he uses it, because if he doesn't, he probably ain't gonna win. But I think this fight does go to decision, though. If I'm picking Jake, I think it goes to decision. Maybe a late finish, like third round finish for him. But man, he's not really a finisher, but he is durable. He's got good cardio. I'll go with that. So, and like you said too, there's not really a ton of dogs on this one you can make a case for a few of them, but like, this is one of them you can make a case for, I think. And then maybe you can make a case for Walker. I just don't trust that he's going to be able to do what he needs to do, more so than Jake. Johnny, did you send out well wishes for our fellow chat buddy Daz? He had a dog bite off and eat his finger. No, I didn't even see that.
I know he ate, bro. Oh my God.
Oh,
I did notice he wasn't in the chat though. I was like, oh man, I hope he's doing good. He's probably all pilled up right now.
Holy crap,
Like,
that is
Daz,
wild.
man. He's always in the chat supporting the community, man. He's a good dude.
I'll have to
that's tough.
Go on his Twitter and say well wishes. That I did not even know that. That's wild.
Yeah, that's tough, bro.
Jake Matthews, but sometimes
only when he wins.
Only when he wins. Fight go the distance. I think this one does. That's because I'm picking Jake. But if you're on the cheaty side, you probably think it's not. So the good fights from this fight on, I can see that.
Picks up from here,
Except there's one sprinkle in there, a couple sprinkles that might not be that great. I was looking at Jake's fight log, and he just doesn't get many takedowns, and that concerns me a lot. He just doesn't shoot many takedowns, but when he does, he's good. This is a fight where he needs to. He just has to. He has to. If he wants to even
to me, it's win. Like, dude, if you're getting pieced up, like, what logical person isn't like, oh fuck, I need to grab this guy. Like, I can't do this. Like, if I could just stand here, like, this is going bad. Whenever I find myself in this situation, I'm like, I actually think him getting lit up will emphasize him more, or like incentivize him more to utilize the grappling, because it's getting rocked all over the place here, right? Like, come on.
No, I agree. Did you guys know Vucenic got cut? I did.
That's to do with all the tattoos, huh?
Yeah, all the black out tattoos. Well, he's a fraud anyway, so I'm glad he kind of did. What's up, Dirty Red? Semi was cracking him. Yeah, I mean, like, Matthews was looking good, and he got cracked and knocked down. Like, well, you lost that round. Looking good again, cracked, knocked down. Well, you lost that round again. It was pretty funny, actually. But that's another example. Like I said, Jake, after being knocked down the first time, he should like, well, maybe I should set up some striking and maybe shoot a couple takedowns, because Semelsberger's not good when he gets taken down. And he didn't do it, and he lost. So it's like, you can't fight for the fighters. And then gut over tape agreed.
True.
You can watch some tape if you're not like sure on certain things, but if your gut says something, just go with it. More times than not, it works out. To be honest. Poor redemption story. Better if you get chest tattoos. Agreed. What's up, MMA Jesus Dev? Let's fucking go. I got Chitty Bang Bang. Let's go. Not bad.
Nice.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Don't love it, but I don't hate it. I can see a win. I can see him cracking Jake, because Jake's been cracked before. We were just talking about it for sure. Took Matthew round 3 decision. I like that. Plus 210. I think if he does get a finish, it'll be in round 3. That's a good one. Johnny exposed again. Yep. I get exposed a lot. It's fine. Bring back old school UFC 1. No weight class. I only get that was Little Caesar. Yeah, that was good. Little Caesar, Big C's. Big B's.
Oh, God, I should have worn my shirt.
You should have next time.
Damn.
Cheaty finished 8 times. That's too much. 8 out of 10.
Dude, he's huge. Like, that weight cut has to kill him, bro. Like, he is enormous.
I will say he has been looking
to go with that.
He has been looking a little better moving down to welterweight. I'll give him that. But
he's so big, bro.
He is big, and he's 36, 37.
Comes up in the next fight too. Coming
36.
down to welterweight.
Yeah. But yeah, next one, Chris Curtis versus Max Griffin. Yeah, like you said, Chris Curtis is coming down to welterweight. He's fought there before, but it's been a while. So this is one of those fights where I'm not too sure how it's 15 pounds. It's not even 10. It's 15-pound difference. Curtis has, he was a little smaller middleweight. But I'm picking him to win still. I'm just not the one thing that's holding me back. This could be a great parlay piece, but something's saying that this fight is going to be super close. And I think Chris Curtis wins. He's going to land more damage, have bigger moments. Max Griffin's not really the KO guy anymore. He's a little old too. I think he's 36, 30. He's 39. Chris Curtis is 37. Both these guys, if I had to choose who has more power, I think it's Chris Curtis. Maybe Max Griffin has a little bit more volume, so it's volume over power here or bigger moments. But I just don't know what Chris is going to look like here at 170 at 37 years old. He's been fighting at 185 forever. I know what I'm going to get from Max Griffin. He's pretty durable too. He's got 15 minutes of cardio. He's I like the over in this fight. I don't think Chris Curtis can be able to knock out Max Griffin. I think he'll land some good shots, maybe even knock him down. But I mean, I don't know. I like the over. This is the only thing I like is the over in this fight. And it's actually a better price than Chris Curtis money line, so that helps out too. So give me Curtis to win by decision, but I have I don't know, something doesn't sit right here for me, and that's why I didn't like run to the table with Chris Curtis here. It's that welterweight. I got to see how he looks first to bet him at minus 325. So if it was minus 175, I would probably do it. What do you think?
You make a good point with that over being better priced than Curtis. I could see Curtis losing on the cards here if it goes all 15. For some reason, the judges don't like him. Yeah, they just don't value what he does, man. I wonder if it has to do with his striking defense because he is blocking shots. You know, like
but
they land.
They count it.
Right, and I'm like, are they counting this? Because I swear that he's doing good.
He blocks a lot, yeah.
Right, and Chris is a very good pocket, boxer. He's good in tight, close. I really like how he rips the body. It really affects guys throughout the fight. Obviously their cardio is drained, and he'll take it if you shell up high. You'll just throw a hook right to your body and step out. But I'll start with Chris here, man. There's some, I don't know, man. I have a little bit of worry here. So obviously going down to welterweight, that is a big deal. He's fought there before, and he was a small 185er, which I think 170 is probably where he should have been the whole time, but obviously it's not there because it's a tough weight cut. He is stacked, dude. He's a brick house. But just a year and 4 months ago, he fought Brendan Allen in a fight where he tore his hamstring, at the end of the fight, and that was a pretty significant injury. Like I followed his whole recovery process, and it was actually a pretty bad strain or pull or whatever. Like tore his hamstring pretty bad, and he's getting up there in age. 37 years old. A year and 4 months ago, tore his hamstring, comes back, gets brutally head kicked by Kopylov. Coming off getting knocked out, going down a weight class where it's not a 10-pound difference, it's a 15-pound difference. So it's bigger than most weight classes here at the jump. But then you look at Griffin, where he's kind of only losing to guys that can out-grapple him. And obviously this is going to be a 15-minute striking fight. There's no chance Curtis gets a takedown or even tries to get a takedown in this fight. So it's going to be 15 minutes on the feet, and Max Griffin is super long and super quick, and I wouldn't be shocked to see him touch up Chris here in this fight, and especially with all the things, the age, the injury, obviously getting knocked out last
fight. And who knows too, like
weight class.
His cardio might not be as good as it normally is at 172.
Another good point, yeah. And he's used to a lot of output. Like that's how he fights. Like he just almost like a pro sparring fight. Like he just goes out there and he's durable.
Like Sean Strickland. Like those two literally just go out there and spar.
Yeah, and then so I'm saying like he's durable, right? But just goes out there and gets head kicked his last fight. So I'm thinking like, oh man, is this durability starting to fade here? Well, it was a flush head kick, man. Kopylov hits like a truck with those kicks. I think it's gonna hurt whoever, so it doesn't really matter. But I do like Curtis. I think he does win a decision. But you made a good point. If his decision or if his money line is worse than the over, I'm definitely taking just the over because I can see him losing that decision if it does go to the judges here. You're relying on the three people cage side and basically hoping that they see it the way you do if you thought he won. And it reminds me of the Jack Della and Bilal fight. The over was priced better than Bilal's money line. And to me, it's like, well, Bilal's definitely going to win a decision if he were to win. So why wouldn't you just take the over? And sure enough, he goes out there and loses a decision. And me personally, I knew Jack was going to beat his ass, but that's not here nor there. But I'm just saying, in that type of fight, this type of fight where I do think it goes to the cards, I do think it's going to be close on the cards. Why wouldn't I just take the over instead of the guy who I think is going to win the decision in Curtis? So I definitely like that point you made. That's a really good point. I would rather bet the over 2.5 here. I don't see a finish happening. If it were to happen, I actually think it's going to be from Max because, like you said, if his cardio is not there, cutting down a weight class, getting up there in age,
too, durability might not be there.
Can really eat him up here. So, but just the pocket boxing, the output, and then the striking defense too. I actually do like the striking defense from Curtis. I know he got knocked out last fight, but he shouldn't have been fighting at 185. Man, those guys are just so much bigger. Like him fighting Kelvin was so funny because those guys were both in the wrong weight class. So. Like, and then the headbutt against was it the Russian dude, the Russian spy, the Russian French guy?
Mavov?
Yeah, he was losing that fight. I was pissed, man. I had a 5-unit max bid on that guy, and they call it. I'm like, what the hell? Because he was easily winning, and and then Curtis cries on Twitter all day, every day, 24/7. He's out here rushing the cage, at Tough Enough here in Vegas. Like that's just a complete joke. But yeah, I think Curtis wins. I think he wins the decision. But like Johnny said, that was a really good point earlier. Like, just bet the over. Just bet the over and hope they can, not get finished in that third round.
Yeah, you save 30 cents. So
better than 30 cents more. Yeah, and he could lose. Like, and you're leaving yourself like, who cares who wins? Like, if I just take the over, like.
True. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I remember the last couple Max Griffin fights. Like, he's not really like looking great. Yeah, he beat Jeremiah Wells by split, but both those guys are old as well. He lost to Michael Chiesa in the 3rd round just because Chiesa is a way better grappler. I think Max can be safe here. He might not look amazing because I don't think he will look amazing. I don't think he will. But I think he'll be safe. That's why I like the over. And Chris Curtis always goes to decisions normally, unless he finds that counter left hook. Like that's his bread and butter right there. But he hasn't done that in a while. He hasn't done that since Joaquin Buckley in 2022. So it's been a while since he actually got a finish. And a lot of these he's going to decision are splits. Again, like you said, the judges seem to just don't know how to either judge him fighting or don't like him or both. A little bit of both. Who knows?
He's a nice guy. I'd be surprised if they just don't like him. But yeah,
well, you know what I mean.
Fighters like damn, like why?
The
how
judges
did you think that was the split? Like right,
Joanne Wood. There's one right there.
Yeah.
We just talking about her. Like she got robbed a couple times. 100%.
It's just they can't stamp the rounds. They can't significantly pass. You know what I mean? Like make it their round. Whereas I think they're winning the round. They won the round, but it's like, damn, that's actually kind of close. And then they always bring up the stats that are always completely wrong. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I don't look at those stats. I'm like, nope. No. I'm going by the eye test. I'm not going by these stats. Don't ever follow those. Those are way off. Unless you have a bet for significant strikes, then you're gonna want to look at those. That's about it. Only way I bet this fight is ends by split decision. I don't blame you, or sprinkle each way. Yep. I love it. Curtis is a decision king. He's a smart fighter. Weight move is calculated. I hope so. He got pieced up by Chiesa. Yep. That's why I said it. Yes, Max hasn't been looking good, but he might have been worried about getting taken down, and he got out grappled and he got choked out. Maybe that's it. Now he doesn't have to worry about
for Curtis. God, get some power, buddy. Go to the store, buy some power, bro. God,
Max, same thing. Max, these guys, this is going over. This is the over that I love on the card.
Yeah.
Maybe the only one, actually. Yeah. Probably the only one I like. Johnny, I've noticed that some recent they've been split were unanimous because books. Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. When we hear like 29, 28, 30, 27, I'm like, wait, what the hell? Like who had the 30, 27? And then the split,
you know what I mean? And well, you have to remember too, like this point spreads play a lot in that as well. So some of these maybe got a little email, little like, hey, just so you know, if it gets close, you better do a 30-27 instead of 29-28.
Dude,
but sometimes it works out for you too. What about Curtis's ring IQ outside? Yeah, that whole thing was crazy.
That was crazy, bro. And you know what's funny? The guy that did that to was a cop. Like, come on, bro. Respect the officers. What are we doing?
It's a chin plenty. Yep. Y'all never seen Max Griffin versus Sadiq Yusuf contender series fight? Banger. I don't think I remember that one, to be honest. Yusuf,
I think like 40 pounds different.
I know, right? How the hell did that happen? Griffin take him down against the cage and make Curtis cry to the ref.
So.
I mean, Max could try to take him down up against the cage, but he's not the greatest wrestler.
I think if Curtis can survive against Rodolfo Vieira, like I ain't worried about Max Griffin, bro.
Just in Murphy will
try exposing 4K casual alert. Everybody knows, bro.
There you go. So do not bet on Lauren Murphy. She probably will not lose, and she probably will get finished. That's what I think. Next one here, though. This is the banger. This is the banger that we all been waiting for to open up the main card. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Junior Tafa versus Tukos, whatever. I'm gonna let you start this one off because I'm too excited. I can't even
can you contain yourself, right? Yeah. So we were talking about earlier, Johnny and I don't know how much time Johnny has, but I definitely know me myself, but. Definitely have spent more time in a grappling room than Junior Tafa has.
I got probably 3 minutes.
Probably more than Tafa, bro. The Tafa brothers, it wouldn't shock me if they show up to the gym and they're like, all right, it's time to wrestle, and they just turn around and leave. Like, it's insane, dude. Like, they cannot get up. Like, they're so out of shape. They're so fat. Like, their bellies are so big. Their legs are so huge. They just have no grappling, right? Like, all they do is hit hard. Like, they just hit super fucking hard. They're very twitchy with their strikes. Obviously, have really powerful punches and leg kicks to the body. They're not even flexible enough to get him up to the head, throw head kicks. But I will say, I was looking into this. I was deciding, you know what? Let me look up Junior Tafa. Bro, he's getting shredded. Like he just lost a ton of weight, and that's like the opposite of a red flag. That's like a green flag for me. I'm like, oh, okay, here we go.
But we also have to remember too, all the fights that we're seeing from Junior Tafa, yeah, he's looking like crap.
Yeah.
But he was a heavyweight. This dude's not a heavyweight.
Yep.
He never was.
Yep.
So something
it's like a sign of him taking his professional career seriously as a
Muhammad Usman was able to take him down.
Yeah. Well, Usman's like a powerhouse.
I know, but Usman doesn't shoot takedowns. That was like the only fight that he shot takedowns.
Well,
great game plan.
Dude, like I'm telling you, like you're in there and you're like, oh, you know what? I could probably do this. Let me just do it. Like, and then it happens like that. You're like, oh, fuck yeah, this guy cannot wrestle.
I wish more fighters were like Mo Usman. Great game plan.
Yeah, so like in this fight, I look at Tuco and I'm like, how is this guy in the UFC? Like, oh my goodness, like this guy. There's nothing I see from him where I'm like, all right, cool, let's keep him around. Like, what? I don't know what they saw. Maybe it was like a card where they just needed to fill it, and obviously they've been doing that a lot lately. Like the barrier to get into the UFC has never been lower. They just have to put out these fights for their deals, you know. So I don't think he's a UFC level fighter. Whereas Tafa, I do know he can crack. I'm seeing him get in shape. I'm seeing him, like you said, probably not should he be in the heavyweight division. And starting to take it a little bit more seriously. So even if he hasn't been wrestling at all, even if he spent 0 seconds, you know, working on his cage wrestling, I still think he's a better fighter. I still think he could win, you know, via knockout here. But I just think that when you are betting, what is it, minus 160 or maybe even higher now at this point, like you're basically betting him to win. It's basically just him to win via knockout. Like pick round 1, pick round 2. He's getting a knockout if you think he's going to win. And I actually do think he's going to get the knockout. So I'm going to go round 1 knockout. I think he gets back on track. I think a lot of people that aren't, you know, following him on social media are going to be shocked when he goes to the scales. So yeah, man. Hopefully he looks a little bit better than last time. But I'm low on Tafa and his brother, but I'm even lower on Tuco. So for me, there's no like. I mean, maybe if he were to implement some wrestling here, then I can see some value here and reasoning, I guess you could say, to take the underdog here. But I don't think so, man. I think he gets stuck on the feet. I think he gets cracked. I think he gets knocked out. So round 1 knockout. Give me Tafa here.
Yeah, I'm on the Tafa side as well. I thought I wouldn't be because he's not great, as we all know. But Tuco's not great either. Yeah. I will say though, the one thing maybe you can say that Tuco is actually kind of decent at is kind of wrestling and grappling. So it kind of does work well against Junior, but you know, Junior can crack. And that's the difference here. And do I think Tuco's going to be able to get Junior out of there early? I don't think he's that kind of grappler. Like, he's not going to go out there and heel hook you like Vulture did, because he's an amazing hook artist, if you want to say. But Tuco's striking, I don't think, you know, it's okay. It's not great. I think Junior's better. Junior's coming down, which I do think is going to help him out a ton. Both these guys are about the same, like, height. You know, Tuco's going to be have a little bit more reach, but I do like what I see from Junior in the Twitter pictures. He's looking like he's taking this serious. That's good. I'm picking Tafa. Like I said, I do think he finds a KO. I don't know if it's going to be though in the first round or second round. That's the problem for me. And I'm looking at that over 1.5 for some reason at plus 105. And I'm looking and I'm thinking to myself, man, if Tuco was able to survive Navajo Sterling for 15 minutes, he's a pretty dangerous striker in the first round. In the first round, mind you. And I think Junior is about the same thing. I think Junior in the first round is very dangerous. And I think he kind of slows down a bit and maybe he's not as dangerous. And if Tuco can survive one round, maybe he gets takedown, maybe that round, you know, goes over or ends and he wins it. That over is going to look real nice. So I only have to sweat 5 minutes.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where, like, Tafa is one mistake away early in round 1 and laying on his back. And then that round's probably going all 5. Like,
yeah, if he gets taken down, I think early, especially, I think he's done. Well, he's not going to lose. I don't think Tuco's going to be able to finish him unless it does heel hook.
Nah, it ain't happening, bro. You don't get heel hooked twice in a row, bro.
Yeah, Tuco's only had 2 subs in his career. He's not really a submission guy. He can wrestle and grapple, but he's more position, ground and pound guy.
Which will be easy. Go.
Yeah, but I think, you know, if that's the case, though, I think Junior can survive that. I don't know. I'm looking at that over though. I'm trying to find spots, man. Like I said, this is a weird card for betting. The money lines are all funky. I don't really trust all of them. Over 1.5 is plus 105. I'll have to think about it, but
yeah, and we're just talking money lines.
I kind of like it. I kind of like it.
Yeah, and I'm not rushing to the window to lay juice on fucking Junior Tafa, bro.
I mean, Tuco's only lost in the first round twice. One by sub against Sai. He took that fight on super short notice, and Sai's terrible. And he was okay in the Navajo Sterling fight. Yeah, he lost, but he survived the first round.
Sounds like you're going to bet that over.
I like it.
You
have to. You literally have. It's just if Tuco can get a takedown, that round is over, and then you're good to go.
Run the clock, take it away.
Because he ain't going to finish him on the feet or on the mat.
Well, that's why I worry. I do worry that he probably could, but
like I said, I'm looking for spots here because this card's a little tricky, but I don't know. I'm talking out what I'm thinking. If I would play though, a play on this fight, it would be the over 1.5. That's it. Give me plus money. I'll sweat for 5 minutes and hope Tucos, whatever his freaking name is, Tucos gets that takedown, and then that's easy. Are you serious?
Don't tell me that, bro. Don't tell me that.
I'm waiting. Then I'm
already
hammering that line.
Already hammered 155. Fuck.
I'm gonna wait. If I see something lower than 155, I'm waiting.
That's odd. That's odd that went lower. What up, JDM?
There must be some Chelsea love.
Yeah, unless PSG.
What's up, JDM?
Our players.
Appreciate you hanging out with us. New Zealand peep suck at the getting up car France. Couldn't get up. You think Tara bros are? Yeah.
No, we ain't doing it.
Let's go. Tuco. I'm on the over at plus money. There you go, Derek. Let's go. At least you're working with me. Let's go. Give me Tuco. Okay. That over isn't bad breed. Dirty. We're on the same page. I like it. Kloss. What's up, Kloss? Yet another week without Dale Lipton or Trey Van Buskirk. Man, I wish I knew who those guys were.
Who the is that? Who the fuck is that?
What's up, Remdog? Let's just call him George. You got to win a fight before we call you by your nickname. There you go.
I agree with that, actually.
The crowd went nuts for Succo at UFC Tampa.
That's surprising.
Can't forget they had the Jackson boys. Yeah, that's true. Effie with the woo.
Who?
Or the who? Who? Yeah. Oh, I was thinking of woo. Dale and Trey used to get it on their show. Dale and Trey. Oh, I'm drawing. I'm sorry.
Lost,
I'm not.
I'm lost.
Is it like a MMA show?
There's no way. Like, yeah, they have to have a different name.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe it's something. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. I believe you. Punch list. Punch list.
Okay.
Duh.
Yeah,
for sure. I'm like Dale and Trey.
I hope he's not dead. Fuck.
No. I mean, I haven't talked to him in a while, but
probably not doing content. Yeah.
Well, I miss Dale though. Dale was fun. Dale was a great time to have.
I miss a lot of people, dude. I'm like, fuck.
I know. Patty, Cody.
Yeah, Dale. Patty's a big one. Like, even me, like, I haven't done a video. I'm thinking about only just doing pay-per-views, man. Like, I don't know. Like,
there you go. To be honest,
like more, I guess. I don't know.
This is what I like. I like talking.
You do a live stream.
I like talking to my guest, and then we just talk it out and have fun.
Yeah.
Like, I could do a picks video. I mean, but it's not really fun for me.
Yeah.
It's fun for I'm sure it's fun for everybody. Just to go watch it real quick.
For me,
this is hangout.
Fuck, 90 people are gonna watch it. So like, I don't know.
Mine's probably like 200 people, and they just watch it like 4 times. So I get like 1,000 views.
I will say I never ended up getting haters. Like no one's ever like,
good.
Your pick stuck. Like in my comments, I'm like, oh, all right, thanks.
I've gotten a handful over my time, and they're always fun to deal with.
Just funny to me because it's like, dude, it's sports. Like, have you never watched sports? Like a bunch of random stuff happens all the time.
Wow. It's like, wow. Okay, guys. Woo. All right, next fight though, we got Vitor Petrino versus Austin Lane. I'm gonna go on this one. So Vitor is moving up to heavyweight. This will be his first fight. He is a big guy, as we all know. Interesting to see where he's at. Austin Lane, he's a bigger guy. He's going to be taller and stuff like that, but he's not really like a fatty or anything like that. He's not like a crazy big heavyweight. He usually comes in about 245, 250. So I can see Vitor coming in about, maybe 230, 235 and be okay here. Giving up a little bit of height, a little bit of reach, nothing crazy either, like 4 inches of height because Austin Lane's pretty high or pretty tall, and 2 inches of reach. But, Vitor hits like a truck. He's got powerful wrestling and takedowns. And he's not a smart fighter. That's him in a nutshell. Austin Lane, he's an ex-NFL guy. He's athletic. He can crack a little bit early on, and he also can get cracked because he's got knocked out 6 times in his career.
Brutally.
And I see another one here. I'm surprised he didn't get knocked out against Robelis. He was able to implement a good game plan because he was smart. But I think Vitor is, unless he just goes, full R-tard here.
We can say it. We can say it again.
Full retard, okay? Just like Gustafsson said on his freaking Instagram post. That was the best. That made my week seeing that. But I think Vitor
some fans, yeah.
Yeah, he definitely gained me as a fan.
And he won, bro.
And he won.
Yeah,
because he did exactly what he. That's what I want. I want people to tell me they're going to do this and they do it, and then they succeed and they win, and you're like, that's the kind of fighter I want to bet on.
When Bilal and Marab were like, I'm going to strike with them, I'm like, yeah, fucking right, bro. But when no one is like, I'm going to go full retard, I'm like, hey, I'm listening to this guy. This guy
follow you.
Yeah, I like that guy.
But I think Petrino finds his chin at one point. I mean, it's. We've seen it in the stars. We've seen it 6 times, 3-4 times in the UFC. Petrino finds the KO. Maybe not in round 1, round 2, but definitely one of the 2. So again, this line is crazy because Petrino can just go full retard and lose this fight. Maybe I can't trust him at minus 750 money line. Right. Yep. You could take the KO. It's like minus 250 though. But even then, he's moving up to heavyweight. So like, there's a little bit of a red flag for even that price. So I'll just watch this one. Maybe if you want to do something, the under is minus 175. But man, a lot of Petrino fights I was looking at and remembering, they sneak over 1.5 rounds. Like, so I'm not 100% confident. I know Lane has no chin.
Yep.
But Petrino should be knocking out some of these guys that he's fought early, and he doesn't until like just ticks over like a couple seconds and he gets it, or in the 3rd round or something, or it goes to decision because he feels like grappling his opponent. It's like, bro, what are you trying to prove? You're ruining my bet. So, I'm going to go Petrino by KO, but I think I'm just going to stay away from this one and see how he looks just for fun. What do you think?
Yeah, you said that we've seen it in the stars, that we're going to see Austin Lane get knocked out. Austin Lane's going to be seeing stars on Saturday here. I think he's going to be looking up at the lights. I think he gets knocked out here. I think it's pretty easy for Petrino. Going up to heavyweight kind of strikes me as a Jailton Almeida move where probably doesn't need to be there. He probably still could be a light heavyweight, but he's just going to be faster and more athletic than these guys, which is kind of funny to say because he's fighting a former NFL player. So how more athletic can you actually be than this guy? But Austin Lane, man, it sucks. He's 37 years old. I actually do think he's pretty decent. He's super athletic and explosive, and like I like seeing
big ass head
like
though.
But he's so hittable in the chin's dust, right?
It's there.
And that's the thing with this fight. Like Petrino getting that loss against Smith was a huge red flag. Basically, the only way you could probably lose that fight is how he did, sticking his head in that choke, and that's just a big, fight IQ red flag. But I think he wins this fight. I think it's gonna be easy. I don't think Lane has anything here for Petrino. The Robelis fight, that's a one-dimensional fighter. Everyone knows Robelis can't grapple. It's kind of funny because I don't know if it was right after, but like soon after that fight, he was in karate combat. He was like, fuck this. Like, I don't want anyone grappling me. I'm just gonna go strike, like, in that little pit that they have. But Petrino, I do think finds a chin here, man. He's just so dangerous throughout the fight. I really have no faith for Lane here. I think he's gonna lose and get cut. I think Klaus mentioned it earlier. It was like loser leaves town type fight. Whoever loses is gonna get cut, and I definitely think it's gonna be Lane. I wouldn't be shocked if the UFC is kind of pissed at him for beating Robelis because he was hyped up.
The way he did too.
8,000 foot reach. Like, he goes out there and just takes him down and like,
hey, he's doing good in karate combat.
Yeah, and then it was funny. Right after his first fight, Karate Combat gets a sick highlight KO. But that just goes to show that guy can grapple, and then you go out there and make him grapple, and then that's what it's going to look like. So, Petrino, I think, can match him actually in the grappling, and definitely match him in the striking. And just for the fact that I think Austin Lane's striking defense is piss poor. I think his chin's obviously gone. It just leaves me, and he's 37 years old. It just leads me to believe that he will get knocked out early in this fight. So I know you're thinking about the over, but I wouldn't want to sweat.
I'd rather do the Junior Tafa over, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you go back and look at some of those fights that Pacino has, you're like, man, I could see an early KO. No, it sneaks over and he fucking gets a KO like right after. You're like, bro.
Dude, Rendog just cracked me up in the comments. He goes, "In the stars is where Lane keeps his chin," which is true. Like, that dude is like just going out there, just chin in the sky. Just, you would think someone would learn by now, right? But he also commented that Vitor's, I don't know if he said it or not, but stopped doing the cardio after the move up to heavyweight, which is definitely not good. That's not good. What are we doing, bro? Like, come on. Like, we're a pro athlete. What are we doing?
You should want cardio in a heavyweight fight because you're going to have a clear advantage.
Gelton's like the opposite. He's like, I'm only doing cardio. Like, oh, these guys can't last with me.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, I don't want to overthink this one. I think Pacino finished pretty bad here.
I'm not going to touch this fight for bets. Like, there's just nothing that really sticks out. Like, maybe Petrino around 1 KO. And I don't even know if that's plus money. So it's like,
probably not, honestly.
Like, it's not worth it. I don't know. I don't like him in the parlay. So Saba has a good question. When is Big C's joining, bro? When we need to get this, we need to get Big C's. If he's a UFC fan, we gotta get him on. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
If Johnny ain't doing this, might have to jump OnlyFans. Loser gets cut. Yeah. If Vitor loses to Lane, I should deport him. Agreed.
I agree.
Agreed. Austin Lane by fluke KO, North Florida local represent. All right, it could happen. Petrino's tough as shit though, but he did get knocked out against Dustin Jacoby though. It could happen. Heavyweights hit harder. Vitor Pellegrino. Vitor probably stopped cardio to make. Yeah, he probably did. You never go full retard. Yep. You never do it. But Gustafsson did, and look what happened. He won. In the stars where Vitor Latrino. Yeah, they got crazy lats. Odds in this car on this car is crazy. Yeah, all of them.
Tough.
Like, it's so tough to find bets. Like, I mean, unless you parlay like 4 fighters and get plus 120. Like, it's insane. Get them on for UFC Chicago. Ugh. I'm gonna miss UFC Chicago. I'm so mad at myself. I've been praying for like the last 6 years for a comeback, and it finally does. And the one weekend, I'll be in Vegas of all places.
That sucks.
I'll be back. Next fight though, Nate the Train versus Morgan Charrier. Is it my turn? Oh, it's your turn. Go ahead.
I mean, I can see why you would want to take Nate here. I've never been blown away by Morgan. I think he's an ultimate winner fighter. He's in the UWC. He's an ultimate winning championship. He doesn't go out there and fight, man. Like, he just goes out there and point fights you. Like, that's how he fights. He's not very aggressive. But there's a saying where, like, you have to brawl a boxer and box a brawler. And I think Nate's going to try and brawl this guy. Like, I think he wants to throw technique out the window and let shots fly. And man, I worry that, that can really bite him here. He's getting out there in age. I know he's durable. I know he's a junkyard dog and we'll fight for our money, but I do think that Morgan is the side here. But on a card we were just talking about with JDM Freak, like on a card where the odds are so crazy, I can see why someone's like, you know what, Nate, obviously, like I just said, we'll fight for our money. He's a junkyard dog. We'll go forward. We'll apply the pressure. We'll throw to finish the fight. And has shown, we can take a strike, give one to take one type of fighter. Whereas Morgan relies on point fighting, man. He wants to build rounds as they go. Like, he never really stamps them. Like, he never really puts dudes up, like, retreat. Like, he never really emphasizes. He's never really the aggressor where I'm like, okay, like, this guy can finish it at any second. I never get that vibe from watching Morgan, whereas he's more technical. He's very cerebral, which is a good thing. Like, he's a smart fighter. Like, I'll give him that. But as far as like entertainment, man, Nate's the side. Like, you want to watch a sick fight, you watch Nate Landwehr fight. Like, this dude is legit. Super exciting fighter. But like I said, I think that his style actually might help Morgan here. Morgan's going to try to box him, stay on the back foot. I think Morgan will be the one circling in this fight. I think Nate takes the center of the cage. I think he's the one going forward and trying to cut angles, and basically chasing the whole fight. So I think that Morgan wins the decision here. Out of all the dogs, I can definitely see why people would like Nate here. But to me, I really don't like that age we were talking about earlier with Lauren Murphy. And for me personally, like as a better, like, you know, you get above 35, 36, like you have to really give me a strong reason to bet you. You have to have one, you know, aspect of your game where you're so far better than the other person. And I don't see it in this fight. I don't see Nate really implementing a ton of grappling in this fight. Like I said, he was an exciting fighter. They put him on a card in front of fans for a reason.
Tennessee boy.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's no way he should be fighting on the Apex cards, which he doesn't anything. But like, I gotta go with Morgan, man. I think he wins the decision here. I do think he's a complete fighter. He's a point fighter, and he does what he needs to do to win. So I think he does it again. I think he wins the decision here.
Yeah, it's sad. I really wanted to pick Nate, especially the circumstances of where Morgan is from. I'm picking Morgan though. The age worries me. We've seen Nate get cracked too many times as of late. That worries me too. Like Morgan does have some power in his hands, but like you said, he normally doesn't fight like a brawler. Like he's not going to go out there looking for a finish. But if he connects, he can crack. He can wrestle. I don't see him wrestling in this one. He's kind of well rounded, but he's mainly a striker. But Nate to train, like other than like pure grit, heart, I think Morgan has him covered. I think he does everywhere except just pure heart, grit, like maybe cardio, maybe, but
bro,
I don't know. I just think Morgan wins.
It's
my gut.
One thing I did mention is he's a Frenchie. He's from France, right?
I know. That's why I'm
fly
saying.
Across the ocean. I mean, jet lag's real, man. Like, one guy has to fly across the world to fight this fight, and the other guy is fighting at his home state. So I don't know where Nate trains, but like, I mean, come on, that has to be worth a little bit, right?
I mean, yeah. I don't look too much into that. The only thing that I do look at is if Brazilians are traveling to Europe or Middle East or somewhere around there. Then for me, I'm like, oh, okay. There's because Brazilians do not travel well.
Do you remember when Bilal, for whatever reason, on Brady? Yeah. Like a long time ago, Khabib was in his corner that fight, and he's yelling in between rounds like, he has jet lag, he's tired, he has jet lag, go forward. I'm like, what the? I remember watching like, what the? I've never heard that like in the corner before. Yeah. So ever since that moment, I'm always like, hey, maybe that's the thing. Like Khabib obviously knows what he's talking about, so
it could be
just something that I always kind of think about. They have to travel. I don't know when Morgan got to America or wherever, but just for the small little fact that he's French, and I know Johnny doesn't like French people that much, but I
mean, the fighters, it's tough. It's tough to bet on them. All of them.
I will say Cage Warriors is getting exposed bad.
Oh, yeah.
Their fighters are doing horrible.
Cage Warriors isn't.
Patty's obviously.
Wait till Dana White Contender Series. Any Cage Warrior fighter that they're going to try to hype up, they're not that good.
They're kind of doing bad, huh? Like,
true. So, but yeah, like I said, I really want Nate to win. But I just don't know if he's going to do enough to win. I think Morgan cracks him probably once, and that's probably going to win him the round. And then he wins or Morgan wins like a close 29-28 decision. I think this fight goes over. I'd rather play the over if I was doing anything. The over is -166. Not too bad. Over 2.5. I think Morgan's pretty durable too. I think Nate will get cracked, like I said, but he's durable. He'll recover. I think the ref will give Nate all the chances in the world as well. And he's not going to pull like a, who was it? Like a Mark Smith or something like that and just call it or stop it early. Like whoever the ref is, hopefully it's Jason Herzog, then that shit's going over. But I'm going to go Morgan by decision. I don't love it. I hate it, but I think he wins.
Dude, every time we're watching those fights in Vegas, we're like, oh, it's Jason.
Oh, Jason, this shit's going over.
Someone gets hurt right here. Like, it's going to be bad.
I think every Jason fight went over. Yeah. But he wasn't like involved in that over, if you want. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
You have to. I was about to say,
move, fighter, move. Like he said that like 90 times, and he's like still going. Oh, and it came back up all of a sudden. It's weird.
What's his line? Fight back. Fight back.
Oh yeah, I
Hey,
think
man,
it's Move Fighter.
Demolished. Probably why he's not fighting
I
back.
thought he was the Move Fighter guy. Move Fighter, move.
Oh, that's
move.
what it is. Yeah, move. Yeah, move. Yeah.
There are certain refs that say like fight back, fight back, fight back.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
it's probably like Chris Tione or some shit.
It's funny because you can see him closing in. Who was it that Nazim? Nazim almost got that fight called. He even talked about it. He was like, I remember I was getting hit and I saw the ref.
Oh, was that Jason?
I don't know if it was Jason.
I'm looking that up. That like, might be a Jason fight.
You can see him coming like closer, and like as a fighter, you have to know, like, hey man, I can see the refs.
I was shocked that fight did
and then it went over and you won, bro. So sometimes they on the opposite end, they do a good job of letting it go when they should. But then when they don't call it and the guy gets wrecked, like who was it? Turner. That was
really rough. Bad. Was that Herb Dean?
No, Green, Bobby Green. When he got killed like 5 times.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Oh, it was terrible.
I was thinking of Turner versus Moicano when he like kind of like walked off. I think that was Herb Dean, and Herb Dean's like,
yeah.
Dang it, I can't find.
I had money on Turner, bro. I was so pissed.
I'm gonna look this up. All right, I'll do it later here. I'm gonna find out if Jason. He might have actually.
He might have.
Maybe I'll eat my words here, but I think he might have reffed that fight. Now that I'm thinking back. But yeah, let's go through the chat, and then I'll look it up. I'm all excited about that. I'm like, I want to see this one. Fight to start round 2. I think Lane's wrestling long enough to stay safe to at least round 2. That minus 148 is not bad for that. Like I said, Petrino, man, I'm telling you, he's a sneaky over guy. If it's over 1.5, it's sneaky. Nate the Train in the UFC. Johnny, imagine you visit Vegas for that party, but go to the casino again with Effie to play the horses. We had some fun on doing that. Nate, round 3 wouldn't be a bad idea. Damar Sims, what's up, man? Landwehr and Battle share a voice, and I know y'all didn't think the Butcher was going to lose in the fist fight to a French dude. That would be amazing. Maybe Nate by split, potentially. I think this fight does go to decision. It's going to be close either way. But I just think Morgan's going to edge it out because I think he's going to knock him down once. I don't know if... Like, I trust his recoverability. I just don't trust his chin so he can stand up for all 15 minutes anymore. He's 37 years old. He took a lot of damage.
Yeah, he has.
Nothing
it wasn't Herzog. I'm watching right now. It was some bald dude.
Oh, was it a Vegas guy?
No, it's like a Saudi guy that they always use over there.
Okay, so it was a different, not one of the normal guys. Okay, well, I think I remember when that happened. I think I turned to you. I'm like, well, they needed a good finish. They couldn't. They couldn't.
That card was terrible. That was a Hill Khalil card.
Yeah, it was insane.
Where everyone left after co-main.
That was so funny, dude.
That was fucked up.
Let's see. Next fight here. It's going to be Calvin Kattar versus Steve Garcia. Interesting fight. You can make a case. This is one you can actually make a case for either guy here. Kattar's experience. He's super durable, amazing cardio. He's not really a finisher. Very good boxing. You got Steve Garcia, who's a crazy man. He's dangerous. We've seen him dangerous on the feet, but he does have pretty good grappling and wrestling too. Cardio can be a little bit of an issue. He can be hittable too. He can get rocked. I don't know how this fight's going to play out. And that scares me for my pick. But Calvin's not getting any younger here. I know he's fought the better competition. I'm still picking Steve Garcia. I think he wins this fight. I just don't know how he wins this fight, because all logical way would be like, oh, if you're gonna pick Steve Garcia, you're gonna think he's gonna win by first round knockout. I don't know if he's gonna win by a first round. I don't think he does, but I'm still gonna pick him here. I don't know how he's gonna win though. I just think Kattar. I think he might bring the fight to Steve. And that might be a bad thing because Calvin does like to push the pace. He likes to stay in your face. And maybe Steve does find a KO. Or maybe he actually gets the wrestling going and maybe he finds a sub. Like Steve actually does have pretty good subs and pretty good grappling, but we just haven't seen it because he's been crazy on the feet and he doesn't need to show it. So I don't know. This could be just like a gut feeling again for Steve Garcia, but I don't blame anybody picking Calvin here. I think Calvin's live. This could be a good dog. I mean, a very slight dog, but still a good one. He's plus 105 still. Picking Steve, I don't really have a finish or like a method or victory how he wins. I think Steve could win a decision here. We just haven't seen it yet, and that's what's messing with my head. I'm so used to him getting finishes, and Calvin just doesn't get finished. So I don't want to base a pick just because I think Calvin's so durable, but Steve is freaking dangerous. So maybe this could be the time. So I'm going to pick Steve. I'm picking Steve. I'm going to say by, I don't know, whatever. Steve money line. That's all you need to know. Minus 122, 120. It's not bad. It's not great. I wish he was plus money, but I'd probably bet him if he was plus money, but I'm not going to touch him here. Who do you think?
Yeah, it's tough, man.
It's a tough one. This is the toughest one, I think, on the card.
There's reasons to like and dislike Cater or Qatar, or the fuck how you say it.
I think it's Cater. I've been saying Qatar forever.
All right.
I think of like Settlers or whatever that game is.
So Calvin,
there you go.
37 years old, 4-5 losing streak, right? Like you said, he's not getting any younger here, fighting a guy that's super dangerous, can crack him at any moment in the fight. But then I'm thinking, like, man, all those guys he lost to will be favorited against Steve, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know if Steve's going to try to grapple here. It kind of strikes me more as trying to strike here with Calvin. But then I'm thinking, like, is this a classic, minute winner versus moment winner where Calvin's going to be right in his face? Like, he can counterpunch Steve at any moment's notice here in this fight. Steve's striking defense is what really has me worried in this fight. He goes forward and is basically reckless. Like, he's leaving himself open to get caught multiple times throughout his fights, even in fights where he's winning. Like, he's, knocking guys down and then still getting clipped by clean shots, throughout the next rounds. And Calvin is super durable. Like you said, it's tough to make an entire pick or a bet here just based off the fact that the guy's durable. When someone's fighting, in a fight and the UFC commentators like, oh man, he's so tough. That's bad. That means you're getting hit a bunch. Like, that means you're getting clipped a bunch. And Calvin has been, hurt a ton. That's crazy. He didn't get finished by Yair. But even on his 4-fight losing streak, like I said, some of those guys are just out grappling him. And like I said, like Allen, Aljo, like even Yusuf, like these guys are basically the top of the division. Very good fighters. And Steve, he's hurting people bad, man. He is winning rounds from damage. And I don't think that Steve can put 15 minutes together better than Calvin. I think Calvin is the more complete fighter as far as a 15-minute fight. But I think the moments will be too significant from Steve. And I really can't get over the fact that he's 37 years old. At this weight class, I feel like that's a big, red flag. Basically, any weight class, below light heavyweight, 37 years old, 155, 145, and lower. Man, that's tough on you, man. That's a lot of weight cuts. Obviously, he's 4-5 losing streak, but he's just fought so high level guys where it's kind of tough to really make a read off that. Like, it's not like he's not looking horrible. Even in the Aljo fight, he's basically just can't defend takedowns, and that's what cost him the fight. And Yusuf's a very fast striker. He's kind of different than Steve. He's more of a finesse striker, whereas Steve's more of a brawler, thick, stocky guy, trying to land compact shots. Where I think he probably does hurt Calvin. He probably does hurt him at some point in this fight. Honestly, Steve Garcia versus any 37-year-old, I'll probably be taking Steve. So I like the line, honestly. I like the line. I think he wins this fight. I think it's a decision, man. I'm actually more confident in a decision than I think you were. I think it goes all 13. I think Calvin does get hurt, does survive, and actually does look good at some moments in this fight, but it won't be enough. I think the big moments will come from Steve. I think he edges it out. So give me Steve decision.
Okay. You're a little more confident than me. I'm okay with it. You're talking me into it. I think it's just what's getting me is how durable Calvin is. He's like freaking durable, dude.
Yeah, bro. I agree.
Like other I named other featherweights that are that durable. I mean, I would actually put Volkanovski up at that list, but I don't think so anymore. Yeah, maybe not even Max anymore either. Like after Ilya ran through him.
Ige is durable.
Yeah, he's durable. Like those two, probably the most durable. You could probably throw Max in there. Like that was a one-off with Ilya.
And Calvin's a sophisticated boxer. Like he can strike, man. That's what worries me too. He knows the angles to take, and he's a good pocket boxer. And man, if he counters Steve here, That wouldn't shock me, man. Like if he's landing good.
Over 1.5 is minus 154. What do you like? Do you like
under
that?
or over? Oh, I was gonna say, holy crap,
minus 154.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
I actually like that better than picking a side.
And this card's a timed card. You have to bet the over unders. Like money lines are not there for us this week.
The over 1.5 might not be bad, but then I can go ahead. I can just see Steve just go in there, guns blazing, and either get killed or kill Cater. So
he is Mexican, so should be a little bit durable, right? Fuck.
I mean, Chase Hooper knocked him down. I'm a little worried, a little sus on that. I don't think he's a glass cannon though.
Right.
I think
he does slow down.
He did go a little wild though against Chase Hooper. That was a wild brawl for some reason. He literally made Chase Hooper become a brawler. That's insane to me.
That was young Chase though. That was like little skinny Chase.
True. I have to think about it. I was looking at that over as well. I wanted to see if that more money came in on the under and go over. So we'll see. We'll see. Another one I'm looking at. Calvin Qatar. Shit, I like Cater decision. Yeah, I think if Cater wins, I think it's by decision. So if you like Cater, I mean, I don't blame anybody picking Cater here.
Right. Yeah.
Whatsoever. This is my toughest fight that I had to try to pick. And I was making cases for both guys, as you heard. Ooh. And so we love a white Mexican. I like Calvin being at TriStar instead of Cartel. Ooh. Well, that's good.
Yeah, because Cartel split up.
Cartel is not doing good lately either. Starts round 3, minus 113. I don't see Cater being finished unless it's from a nasty cut. I see Garcia by decision. Okay,
I like that a lot.
Cater best win in 14 fights is probably Dan Ige. Yeah, I mean he hasn't been winning a lot. He did beat Josh Emmett back in the day, but judges said otherwise.
Did he? Did he really?
He did, because I was there live and I saw it. He did way more than Josh Emmett did. We have to put some respect on Emmett's chin.
This is
true.
This is crazy. He got whooped. That was like a 10-6 round in that fight, but I mean, fuck, he didn't get knocked out. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, Cater mixing some grappling. I don't think he will.
I think he might.
I think Steve might.
Yeah, that too. I think you go out there and get out grappled by Aljo. Like, there's just no way you aren't like, all right, I need to improve here.
The Cartel game plans have always been the same. Plot forward and box. Exactly. He did the same thing to Yusuf and lost. So that was a
mean, you have how many pro fights at this point? He's probably not going to change, right?
No, yeah, he's probably not. For sure. Co-main event, we got Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Gabriel Bonfim. Who do you like?
Bonfim sub here. But he's super small. Like, I worry that he won't be able to get him like down.
He's not small.
Well, I think he's small. I think when they face off, or is,
you think of his brother? His brother's small.
Yeah. The brother, one of them's like fucking.
Ishmael is like 5'8".
Okay, yeah.
Gabriel's 6'1".
That's small to me, bro. He's shorter than me. But
well, he's gonna be tall. He's gonna be taller than Wonderboy.
I'm a big Wonderboy hater. Like, I know there's not a lot out there, but when I was actually in person there when Buckley slept him. I was like the only person cheering, bro. Like, I cannot stand this guy.
I had a small bet on Wonderboy, and I thought he won 2 rounds, but
he was down 2-0, 2 10-8s. Now, for real, like, I actually thought, and he did. Buckley, I thought he was going to try to grapple. He was spending time at B team over there in Austin, Texas. A very good jiu-jitsu team. And so I was like, okay, if we see him try to grapple here, he's obviously trying to work on it. I wouldn't be shocked. Someone like Wonderboy is obviously a very dangerous striker. What I like about Wonderboy is he can lead you into his strikes. So, like, he'll have you circling one way and then boom, like he'll lead you into his kicks or spinning body kick or whatever it might be. Like, he's very athletic and very fast still, even at his age. He's been striking his whole life. But, you're getting up there in age, like, you're so old at this point, and there's no way Bonfim goes out there and tries to outstrike him. There's just no way. He has to wrestle here, and I think the jiu-jitsu gap is huge in this fight. I think if he gets him down, I think he gets a head and arm choke. If he goes out there and makes this look easy, I honestly would not be shocked. If he goes out there and can't get Wonderboy down, and Wonderboy shows good defensive grappling, especially along the cage, I also wouldn't be that shocked. Like, there's no way Wonderboy doesn't know this. Like, basically at this point in his career, he knows, like, everyone that I fight will want to wrestle. And that's why he's saying things like, I only want to fight exciting fights. I only want to fight, other strikers, where he's not trying to fight for a belt, not trying to fight for a ranking or become champion or anything. and that's smart of Wonderboy because obviously we know the deficiencies in this game. But yeah, man, I think Bonfim at some point in the 15 minutes gets him down and just works him. So I'm actually going Bonfim sub here.
Yeah, I'm on the same page. I think Bonfim, there is a massive gap in the grappling. Gabriel can expose it. He's an amazing grappler. If Gabriel doesn't, then he is a full retard. We'll go ahead and say it. I mean, Gabriel's striking isn't awful though, but he's not going to be able to hang with Wonderboy with his tricky style. Like a lot of people can't hang with Wonderboy's tricky style. It's not even that like dangerous. Like it's just hard to pick up. So what people do is they get frustrated and they're like, fuck it. Yep. I'm going to go wrestle. Even if I don't wrestle and just hope for the best because I can't keep getting point fighting out here, get kicked to the chin and head and worry about getting head kicked all the time. Like look at Kevin Holland. He did that and he kept eating kicks and blocking it and he hurt his freaking hand and he lost. So like it would have been a good idea for Kevin to, like in the commercials that we see all the time in fucking UFC, like why don't you fucking try to grapple him up against the cage? You did it in the commercial. Why didn't you do it in the freaking fight? But Gabriel's going to probably do that. Like I have pretty good faith that he's not an idiot and he's going to try to go for them grappling and he's going to get a sub like 100%. Once he gets him down, he's going to take his back and then it's going to be over. Like I think immediately.
I don't think he takes the back, dude. I think he gets him from side control.
Okay. Well, either way. But if he takes the back, it's done. Like, yeah, Wonderboy ain't going to be surviving. The round will be over, and I think it's like give it a minute tops. He'll find that rear naked choke. 100%.
JDM made a good comment. Wonderboy is hard to submit. Gilbert was able to defend Gilbert in his prime. And I will say, against Shavkai, he actually defended well. Like, but
Shavkai has good grappling and decent wrestling, but he's not I don't think he's as good as Gabriel though.
But yeah, like grappling. I remember thinking like, oh wow, like he actually, did fine, like better than I thought. I thought he was gonna get submitted super easily and super quick, but he defended well up until the moment he didn't. But then it comes out that Shavkai had like a broken foot, broken ankle. Yeah. I'm like, well, damn, no wonder. Like obviously you don't need your ankle to choke someone, but like it definitely affects you. And I'm like, oh, no wonder. Like his opponent was a little bit hurt, so. Not even a little bit. He was majorly hurt. So, I agree. I think Wonderboy is sufficient in his defensive, grappling. And then even in striking, man, he's so, like you were saying, like he's so hard to find. Like his angles are so good. And even at his age, man, he's fast. He has very good head movement still. But, I mean, you look at Buckley, he was able to cut the angle and just land a kill shot. So, I don't know, man. I think that Bonfim, he has to grapple here. Like,
yeah.
I think someone commented they like a decision for Wonderboy plus 500. And
that's how he wins.
That's not crazy, man. That's absolutely in the cards here to be played. So that's not a crazy look. I know some people might shit on that and think, oh no, he's gonna get killed. But hey, he's shown before he's hard to get a hold of. So, but in my opinion, I do think that Bonfim does get a hold of him and puts him on the ground. So
yeah,
if that happens, then I'm thinking Bonfim wins.
Bonfim, his sub prop isn't bad. Like I think I saw it like plus 240 or something. Like I'm sorry, maybe not 240. Maybe it was like 150 or something. Let me look real quick. I don't want to lie. What is it?
I would want a little bit more. Yeah, I would want like
plus 125 on DraftKings. I think you can get a little bit more than that on like FanDuel or something. I think it was like plus 150. I think that's how he wins though.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna give me plus money on a 420 favorite, like yeah, he can maybe win a decision. I don't think it's gonna be knocking out Wonderboy. I think if he does touch him on the chin and he drops, he's going to go for that like rear naked choke or guillotine for sure, and it's going to be a club and sub. He ain't going to go for the ground and pound knockout for that. So I don't see a knockout. So if he does get a finish, it's probably going to be sub. But I don't see a decision either. Like that's probably going to be Wonderboy territory if it gets in the round 3 and you're hoping for the best. You know what I mean?
It's hard for me to see Bonfim winning minutes, bro, if he doesn't grapple. Like I think the clock's gonna be ticking, and we're gonna be sitting here thinking, like, damn, Wonderboy's still in this. He's looking good. Oh, that was a close round. Blah blah blah. But if he grapples, then I'm like, oh fuck. Then yeah, it's a wash.
Yeah, for sure. Bonfim's gonna piece up Wonderboy just like he did to Nicholas Dalby, or maybe not. Is Bonfim same level as Shavkat? Shavkat? I'm still picking my spots on this card. Overall, no, but I think the grappling and submissions, I think Gabriel's more dangerous.
And there's a difference. There's definitely a difference in being able to take someone down and control them, and then finding finishes. Like look at Khabib in Islam. Like Khabib could control anybody. Obviously he was kind of more fun to watch because he actually landed a lot of ground and pound. But Islam, his submission ability is just way higher than Khabib was. Like Islam can, I know you got your boy, but he can submit anybody. He can submit the guy with the most submissions in the UFC history, Charles Oliveira. But I'm just there's a difference between being a good grappler and a good submission artist. I will say that, yeah. And I agree. Sure. I think Bonfim is better at finding the submissions than Shavkat is.
Yep. The under is at evens in this fight. That's not a bad play. The under, I see it at -125, but you might be able to fight it better somewhere. I mean, that's not a bad play here either, just in case if Wonder Boy maybe finds a head kick or something crazy. Who knows? But yeah, I think it's Bonfim by sub or Wonder Boy by decision. Those would be my two ways of winning for both guys. Scotty Law, what is up? Let's get it. Let's get it. Appreciate you coming out. Appreciate you. We got the last fight, though. It's going to be a fun one for however long it lasts. Derek Lewis versus Taliesin Teixeira. Who do you like?
Bro. I love Derek Lewis. I love Derek Lewis. But I will go as far as to label him as a check collector. Him and Kevin Holland collect checks. I know Kevin's actually one more.
Kevin's been looking better. I have to eat my words now, but I was right before, though.
There is certain fighters that basically don't care when they lose, and Derek is one. He's getting 6 figures to not cut weight and just show up and stand on the scale. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, I've been saying for the longest, fighters are getting paid too much. This is an example. Like, there is no reason for Derek Lewis to try hard, other than obviously not getting hurt. And no shit, you don't want to get hurt in a fight. Like, but bro, like, the second there's a moment of like pushback or adversity, he is out the door, bro. Like, I still can't believe he knocked out Curtis Blades the way he did. Like, that to me, like, revitalized his whole run. Like, but yeah, 2 huge knockers, right? These guys, someone's lights are definitely going out. Like, this is not Almeida versus Lewis. Like, he's not going to be sitting in full mount for 20 minutes into this fight. That's not going to happen. I don't think this guy's ever won a fight after the first round. This dude that's 8 feet tall, right? The guy's crazy tattoos, crazy long. He's like this. If you've followed UFC for a long time, you're like, what the hell is this? Like, this guy, you've never seen someone like this. Like, this guy reminds me of that Stefan Struve guy, like 9 feet tall, his head above the cage. But like, he is long and super, like, insanely like powerful, right? Like, and Derek obviously can knock out anyone at any moment in the fight. Like, who lands first? I'm thinking the guy that's longer and taller and can probably keep distance better. Derek is athletic, and I will say one of my favorite things about Derek Lewis is he has shown jiu-jitsu is fake. It is not real. That just get up. That's all you have to do. If someone takes you down, just get up. And Derek is the best at it. He can put out an instructional on how to just stand up. That shit's fake, dude. Don't believe it. It's not real. That's all fake news, bro. It's not. Just get up, bro. Like, that's it. Whenever you see a fight that you've been on, you should just be thinking, hey, just get up, bro. Like, that's.
I scream at the TV every time. I'm like, bro, stand up. Just get you're there. Your knees right there. Just put. Bro, get up. I can do it. I know I can do it.
But I'm joking. I'm obviously joking. But like, it's
no, you're not.
Sometimes, bro, it literally looks like he just gets up. Like, it's the funniest looking get ups ever. Like, I don't know how he does it. Like, it's insane. But that doesn't matter because there's gonna be no grappling in this fight, right? It's someone's getting knocked out in round 1. Flip a coin. It's gonna be Derek Lewis or this giant freak. And I think it's gonna be the giant freak. I think we see Derek Lewis get knocked out in this fight, and I think he's gonna be super happy going back to his house with $200,000, chilling, right? And
wait,
he's gonna be a fan favorite.
Who you picking to get a knockout?
The giant freak. I'm spacing on his name right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you totally like you had me swindled a little bit when you said Derek's gonna go back to 200,000. I'm like, what? Go ahead.
For some reason, I kept thinking Tukos. I was like, I know this fool's name is Teixeira, but like,
Tukos Tacos.
Been sipping my Coors Lights, but dude, I think Lewis is getting knocked out. I think he gets knocked out round 1, and yeah, man, gonna get that bag, making weight, not cutting weight. So,
give me all right, man. You know what? There's only one time you bet on Derek Lewis.
That's all.
When he's fighting, when he's an underdog and he's fighting someone that's not experienced.
That's true.
Enter Taliesin Teixeira.
He's not that good, bro. Taliesin.
I think Derek has a way to where he can lull you, i.e. Curtis Blades, into this Derek Lewis fight. And then all of a sudden, Derek Lewis just pulls a rabbit out of his hat with his right hand and knocks out somebody. And I think this is what's going to happen. I don't know if Teixeira is going to want to engage in him all crazy, because that's probably not smart, at least in the beginning, maybe like in the second round or something like that, if he even gets that far. But I think Derek clearly has told everybody he does not want to fight in 5-round fights. He doesn't even want to go over 1.5 rounds, but experience better. I know he's 40 years old, but heavyweight, I don't think age really matters unless you're 46 and your name is Orlovsky, or what's the other guy's name? The other guy that was like 50 years old and Alex, was it Alex? What's his name? It's not it sounds like Orlovsky, but I always forget it. He's bald.
The bald dude, right?
The Russian guy.
He's bald and got Ezekiel choked, and it was like, how did you do that to me?
Ezekiel guy. What's his name? Yeah. Shit. No, Chow will figure it out. But I'm going with Derek Lewis. I think he finds the KO. This is the time you bet him, guys.
Olenek.
That's what I knew. It started with an O, but I couldn't figure it out. But this is the time you bet Derek Lewis when he's a plus 200 or more underdog, and you just bet his KO prop. You can get plus 300 or roughly around it, and you hope for the best, because this literally is a coin flip. You're literally hoping one of these guys can knock out the other before the other one does. Mm-hmm. Would you rather have a plus 300 bet or a minus 260, or if you get the prop for Tailson, it's minus 160? Yeah, I'll take the plus 300 on a guy that has more experience, probably maybe even more power, and this guy probably has tall man defense.
Dude, tall man defense is real.
It's a real thing.
Actually, I have a couple points. They actually kind of favor Derek here. One, the tall man defense. I agree with what you said about lulling someone into a Derek Lewis type of fight, but Brazilians are on a crazy main event bad run. Like I think it's 0-8 last 8. It's like something like 1-12 last 13 main events. I don't know what's going on, but the Brazilians just cannot win main events lately. It's insane. So that's not making me feel so good about Teixeira. The experience definitely does make me feel good. I was going to ask you, do you think he has ever fought someone, one, as good, two, that hits as hard as Derek Lewis?
No.
Exactly, right?
Because because Derek Lewis is like top 3 of the most power punchers that I could think of in the heavyweight division. Francis Ngannou, maybe. I can't even think of the other one.
Yeah, it's Lewis.
Derek Lewis.
Lewis is up there, bro.
He's up there in the top 3 for sure. And then there's one more. You can, whoever you want to say, sure. So
man,
it takes one punch.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just
one.
Why would you want to bet juice 2-1 juice on all the shit we just said?
And he's so inexperienced. He's green. He's 25 years old. He fought 8 times. He beat Justin Tafa.
I know. Who's not a heavyweight.
This is for a heavyweight fight. This is 3 steps up in competition, because Justin Tafa sucks,
dude. The UFC has a big time running out of stars problem. This screams, we need one. We need one.
And you're rushing him.
This guy's
way
exciting.
Too quickly.
Look at all the highlight reels we could put on. You just fought a bum in Tafa. I'm just joking.
Well, and this is another thing too. When your point of Derek Lewis is only wanting to cash checks here, this could be an easy check for him to cash too.
True.
Why? And he's the underdog. Maybe he bet on himself. You know what I mean? He's plus 200 or better.
I think he could cash. I just think he's so freaking long, bro.
He's not even. He's 83 inches, but Derek Lewis has 79-inch reach. It's only 4 inches of difference.
I know.
It's not like
it
takes
12. One touch, bro. One touch. One shot he doesn't see coming, and the fight's over, man.
We'll see. I'm willing to take a stab on Derek Lewis though on this fight.
Yeah.
I got to see more from Teixeira. I think this is a huge step up. I'm not just basing this on odds or anything. Derek Lewis is a legit heavyweight. I know he's 40 years old, but who cares at heavyweight? People are going to go out there and strike. That's it. This guy hasn't proved anything yet. He beat Justin Tafa. That's it. Like, if you beat Derek Lewis, cool. I'll remember that in the next fight, and I'll give you a little bit more props. But right now, like, Derek Lewis to me is a side, dude. Ain't no way.
I guess I'm still picking TEIXEIRA, but I guess my gambling perspective would be Dogger Pass 100%.
100%, yeah.
Like, I'm actually kind of surprised at the step up here. Like, bro,
3 steps up. This is
Lewis,
for the heavyweight
event,
division.
Bro.
For the heavyweight division. Yeah, like, he's going from like an Apex card against Justin Tapa to a main event fight night against Derek
I'm telling
Lewis.
You, a little bit of it, it's because they have no stars.
Yeah, 100%. You know, you're right. Especially in the heavyweight division. There's trash in the heavyweight division.
Bro, half the fighters are ranked. There's only 30 fighters. 50 people are ranked. You have a 1 in 2 chance of being ranked.
The top 7 or 8 guys are the only good guys. Is Derek Lewis in the top 8?
He's better than a lot of these bums.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's wild. Wild. I've got the over 1.5 at 190. These heavyweights in 5-round fights could be too cautious. That's true. I mean, like I said, people can get lulled into a Derek Lewis fight where time goes a little quicker than you think. And you're like, holy shit. Like, a minute's passed and I've only seen 2 punches maybe thrown and didn't hit. So I can see the over hitting this, but I would just go with Lewis by KO.
I think the crowd will boo them into action here, though.
Maybe Taliesin will get a little pressure and then just get fucking rocked.
Yeah, and we saw it too in Vegas. Like,
true.
The UFC fans at shows are like blood.
They're waiting for some blood.
They want blood, dude. Like,
especially if like 2 fights before that, like it's went to decision. Oh my god, they want blood. It's great.
Exactly. Especially if
there's got to be like a finish 1 every 3 fights, at least some kind of finish. Otherwise, fans are gonna get crazy. The question is, can we trust
that girl fights at like events? They can do it in the Apex, but like you can't do that with people.
Yeah. The question is, can we trust Derek to pull out a KO? I never felt like Derek is fighting for my money. He just gives up. Yeah, he's done that before. Earlier, It just depends. Like, there's fights where he looked like he is fighting for your money, but then there's fights where he doesn't. But this could be one. This is a guy to me where I think Derek looks at him on paper or whatever, or when he sees him on the face-offs, he's like, this is free money. But if it's going up against somebody like Jailton Almeida, because he knows he's going to get grappled, he's like, shit, I'm just going to try to survive and, get money. Sergey Spivak, again, grappling, or a Sergey Pavlovich, oh shit, this guy, there's a power puncher for you there. That's number 3.
Dude, Sergey Pavlovich. Derek throws head kicks, and he's like super fat.
He ain't gonna do it now.
Actually athletic though. Like, I remember when he got a little bit skinnier, he was talking about how like he works out. Like, he's not like just showing up eating like shit, fighting. Like, he's actually athletic as shit.
Yep. Yeah, better not be too confident against Lewis. Yeah, okay, for sure. Don't give fans optimism. Best of the best. Fibo. Got to be some way to play the under over, give them options. I don't think Lewis will show enough volume. I see him turtling up around 1. Yeah, I mean, either way, I think this fight's going to end by KO one way or another. So, like, the volume to me doesn't really matter. It's about the power. Who's going to land the more power shots to knock out the other guy? It doesn't really matter if it's going to be 1 or if it's going to be 70. This depends. I think Lewis can do it in 1. I think Taliesin potentially can do it in 1, but I trust Lewis to do it in 1 more so. I know it's a 15-year gap. I don't give a shit. It's heavyweight.
Yeah. If there's one weight class where it's like a moot point, it's heavyweight.
Yeah. But all right, that is all the fights. We're going to do our easy money parlay, or try to anyways. What is some plays that you like here that we could potentially parlay up for plus money maybe?
You know me, bro. You know I have to parlay PSG.
We're talking UFC.
It's easy money.
I know it is.
Anyone watching right now, Sunday, take PSG, take your favorite UFC bet, just parlay them up.
It's true. I don't want to put a lot of money on PSG, but we're talking UFC.
Yeah. No, I mean, I like some of these overs, man. Like we were talking about throughout the card.
Chris Curtis?
Like it.
Let's do that.
Someone mentioned the fight starts round 3. I think it was Rem Dog.
Was it the Cater one?
Yeah. It was only like minus 130, he said.
Why don't we just do the over? Over 1.5 in that one. instead of round.
I don't see Nate just getting. No, sorry, I don't see Calvin obviously getting flash KO'd. You know,
I'd be shocked if that happens.
Yeah. That would be sad. That would actually be super sad.
Yeah. So we could do the over 1.5 in the Cater fight, and we could do the over 2.5 in the Curtis fight. That's plus 123 if you like that.
I think the worry would be Curtis getting tired. But no, I like the Curtis over more, man. I know it's longer and another round, but I think the worry with the other one is Steve.
You know, yeah, it's just early, but like Cater's so durable, dude.
We could do both.
Do you think Steve is gonna can come out like crazy full retard and overpower Cater?
Even if he does, I don't think he's putting out Cater.
Cater's the one that usually pushes the pace and always pushes the guys back too. So
he's smart.
This is what I'm like, dude. If you can't, I mean, I'm okay with this. I mean, maybe I don't love it, but I'm okay with it. Is there something else that we could potentially do? I like the Chris Curtis one for sure.
I don't see any danger in that one.
I
don't see how does that end? You know what I mean? Early. It's not going to be Max.
No.
Anderson Curtis. And I don't
see Max getting a finish at all. Curtis is the only one that potentially could if he just lands the right counter left hook.
Exactly. I was just about to say, I guess the worry would be with as much striking as we expect. Obviously, it's going to be
maybe Max tries to wrestle though, and it wouldn't shock me. He's not going to succeed, but he could just push him up against the cage and
I'd love that. I would love that.
Oh, I would love it too, but I can see it.
Yeah.
A lot of booing.
And he is bigger. He is bigger than not thick, wide wise, but he is taller than Curtis. Clinch wouldn't be a bad idea.
We could do the over. No, it doesn't make sense. Like the money lines to me are just like bogus.
What's the over on the Wonder Boy fight?
Over 2.5 is minus 105.
Damn.
The over 1.5
minus 180 or something. Minus
230.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a worry.
If
there's a grappling exchange, I'm like, oh shit.
I mean, we would be taking a little bit of a risk if we did the over 2.5. What is just fight starts round 2? $290. That's crazy.
What up, Jew?
Oh boy. What up, JB? What up? I'm like, who are you calling a Jew in here?
Bro, it's crazy how much he looks like that one fighter. Ashmoose? Bro, it's if I was him, I'd be like, I need to take steroids because I could look like this guy.
Dead on, for sure. Unless you want to do like the under 1.5 in the Derek Lewis fight.
What is it?
Minus 220, but it'd be minus 103 total. It's not. I mean, I'm okay with doing that if you want. Do you feel comfortable with under 1.5 in Lewis, or do you? Yeah, in the main, or do you like the over 1.5 in the Cater fight?
Under in the main.
I'm okay with that. Let's roll with that.
So we're going Curtis over and main event under?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm looking at this card on time props, man. It's hard to feel confident. And even these big favorites, man, I mean, that's not my style anyway, but I just feel like you have to look at this card in a different way. I mean, unless you're if you like betting underdogs, then you'll love this card because there's some huge ones. God damn.
Yeah. But a lot of them, I just don't see winning like a big one. What's the biggest underdog you see? Maybe Wonder Boy? Yeah, because
Cater, Calvin,
but it's like the biggest underdog though.
Yeah.
I mean, to me,
has actual chance. Yeah.
The actual chance would be Cater, Jake Matthews, and I think Wonder Boy ever so slightly. Oh, and Derek Lewis for sure. One punch knockout. That's it.
I'm not too high on Morgan, but yeah.
There is the easy money parlay. We got the under 1.5 rounds in the Lewis TEIXEIRA fight, plus the over 2.5 in the Curtis Griffin fight, minus 103. I'm sure you can maybe get somewhere better because DraftKings normally doesn't have the best lines anymore for anything.
Really?
Maybe money lines if you catch it at the right time, but they're usually not the best. They're like in the top 5, but they're not like the best. Like
whoever runs MGM, bro, especially the Vegas one, we need to fix the payout, bro. I don't want to I shouldn't be watching the post game and then still waiting for my bet to fucking clear. Like DraftKings, that's why I love them. Like the second the clock hits 0, your shit's in your account. So
that's the hell we doing? Yeah, that's weird.
Dude, I've had to wait like hours before. I'm like, fuck, I'm trying to bet something else.
Let's go for the beer money parlay. Let's start thinking of some cool stuff. I know we both like Bonfim by sub.
What's Fatima 2-3? I wonder where she's from. That's a unique name, Fatima.
You can do like on FanDuel like 2-3 sub or 2-3 KO.
Ooh, I like that.
But you can't just do like round 2 or 3. I don't think there's a book that does that. They do like round 1 or 2, or you can do round 3 or decision, but you can't do like 2 and 3. It's stupid.
But I like Bonfim sub. I like Klein inside the distance.
I like Klein inside the distance.
Wouldn't shock me if, I don't know, I was about to say Murphy gets finished, but he's super durable. Fuck. That would have to be a ground and pound or sub.
I think Klein by like inside the distance is like minus 105.
What's Petrino 1? Petrino round 1.
Let's see.
Holy crap! Petrino inside the distance is minus 500. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's
that's the money line.
I mean, you could do. I don't want to touch Petrino.
All right.
I have zero confidence in that man. And the line's not even that good. So if we do Bonfim by sub, that is plus 155.
What about Steve decision?
That'd be wild.
275. Ooh. 300 on some.
330 on FanDuel.
Hey, what's up, Tyler?
Oh, did I miss him?
He's in the chat.
Hey, there we go. What's up, Tyler? We're doing our beer money parlay right now. That's why we're not talking as much.
Dude, how sick with the scrambles in the Talbot fight, bro?
Yeah, those are crazy.
He impressed me, bro.
Yeah, he definitely worked on stuff or he figured it out on the fly. Like he said, he was like,
it was funny hearing Martin be like, this guy can wrestle, huh? And I'm like, actually, Talbot got out wrestled last fight.
Yeah, I know. He got
you should have seen that.
We both like Jake Matthews.
Yeah, and he is a good amount of plus money now.
What if we do like round 3, like that one? I forgot who said it. Round 3 or decision prop
for Matthews. Yeah, it was plus money. It was
like plus 210. Let's see. I just gotta find it on here, and I'll tell you.
Well, yeah, plus 210 round 3 decision for Matthews.
FanDuel has it at plus 250. I like that. So let's do something kind of safe-ish. Do you like Fatima inside the distance, or do you want to do something a little bit safer?
To lay juice on it kind of annoys me, but
it's only minus 1.
I don't want to, because what's going to happen is he's going to win a dominant decision.
Yeah, I know. That's what worries me too. What are we both on that we both can agree on?
I actually kind of like Steve Garcia decision, man.
We already that would be a wild one.
Derek Lewis, let's get crazy. Nah,
let's get wild. What do you think about just doing? I'm gonna look at the prop or what the price is for it. Garcia by KO or points. It's plus 110. It's a little bit better than the money line. It would bring it to 1774. Or we could find something a little bit safer. Like I said, like we're already at 792 with 2 legs.
We're at what?
Set like plus 792.
Oh, dude, let's take it.
But if we do one more leg, we can get over 1,000. But we can do a kind of a safer
Lewis
leg.
KO.
I mean, that'd be a wild one.
If we get, because then if we get that far, we could probably take the Teixeira round 1 or round 2 separately, probably plus money, right? Hedge out a little bit. Dude, if we get the sub from Bonfim, oof.
Let me see what that is, just to be safe.
Yeah, Tyler, those were sick, man. He looked good, and Lima's good, man. Lima knew he was like, "Oh shit, I have to shoot." I will say Talbot kept looking up, like he kept looking at the clock, like in the middle of the round.
He did, like he's like, "What the hell?"
He was, I don't want to say showboating, but he was acting a little weird. That was kind of strange. But it was a good fight, man. Oh, dude, how funny was it when they kept showing the wrong odds?
Yeah,
right.
We're like,
wrong.
No.
Yeah, because they would show them. We're like, what? Like, this person's what? And then they're just wrong.
Oh man, I'm trying to think of something like, even if it's like plus 1 or minus 150, like
well, then it's
like a safe-ish.
Well, no, because like I said, man, it'd be so annoying first fight to lose the beer money ticket. Kind of want to avoid that first fight.
Okay. You want to do like a Mike Davis bet? No, it's a little risky.
Wouldn't shock me if he subs Mitch.
What about like fight doesn't go the distance in the Kennedy fight?
In the which fight?
The Kennedy fight, Walker.
And what's the odds on that?
Looking.
Yeah, I agree with Justin. Yeah.
Minus 152. And then that brings it to plus 1379.
Man, I'll be pissed if JD doesn't finish it. Or Cheaty.
What do you mean, Cheaty?
I think he will, man. I think Walker is submission or bust, bro. He does have a brick head.
He does, but he gasses out.
Yeah, well, yeah. Once that 5 minutes goes, it's
and
like,
plus the only fight he went like recently that went to decision was against Lucas Brzeski, and Lucas Brzeski is not as dangerous as Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
You like that one? We got Gabriel sub, Jake Matthews round 3 or decision, or fight doesn't go the distance for the Kennedy fight, and that's plus 1379.
Oh, let's do it.
Let's do it. I like it. It's interesting enough.
Dude, that's tight. We have a JDM diehard in the chat. JDM freak. That's my boy. One of my favorite fighters right now, actually.
Is he?
I think he's super talented, dude.
I think he's fine. I don't think he'll be
champ
for too long.
I think he beats Islam. I think JDM beats Islam.
I don't think he'll be champ for too long, though. Just throwing that out there. But alrighty, this is going to be our beer money parlay. There it is. Bonfim by sub, Matthews round 3 or decision, and fight doesn't go the distance on the Kennedy and Nzechukwu Walker fight.
Hey.
1379. There it is.
We have a chance. That's not crazy. That's not crazy.
I like it. I might even put a little bet in on the Matthews round 3. Oh no, I'm not. Never mind. But there's a couple of these fights. I think I might do the under 2.5 in the Kennedy fight at like minus 125.
Yeah,
I think that we just wanted to be a little bit safe just in case on this one.
Exactly. Yep.
So, all right, we did it. This is it. We're under 2.5 hours. Look at this.
Close, yeah. Close.
But appreciate everybody in the chat, and Effie, if you want to let everybody know what you got going on or where they can find you, and they can subscribe.
Yeah, head over to Any Action Sportscast on YouTube. Lately, I've honestly been only doing pay-per-views. I don't know if I'll make a video for this one. I wish I could direct people to come to this and just like, hey man, if you want my picks, go and watch Johnny's. Man, we did the whole card.
Just post it on Twitter. Say, hey,
yeah.
This is it.
This is my back next week for the pay-per-view. It sucks to see Dustin Poirier go out, one of my favorite fighters of all time. But yeah, man, any action sportscast, hit me up on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, all that stuff. Lately, I'm a soccer guy now. What can I say? I love soccer now. NHL is done. I can't bet hockey anymore, so I look to the next sport, and I guess soccer is paying me well. So if there's no UFC fights, I'm trying to bet on soccer. But yeah, man, I'm any action sportscast, and I named myself my channel that for a reason. I love sports. I love tennis. Shout out to Elijah one. Like I'll be betting tennis.
I didn't do good today though.
Dude, Sinner screwed me, or no, was it? Yeah, Sinner screwed me last tournament. I hate him.
Yeah, me too.
But Sabalenka is a cash cow. He is a cash, or she's a, it might be a he. Who knows? She's a term major. So yeah, any sport, man. I'm a gambler. You're a gambler. Everyone in the chat's a gambler. I love gambling. Love sports.
Just so you know, she plays tomorrow. But
really, no.
Yeah.
Probably like -1,000, but
no, it's only like
it's not really quarterfinals or something, right? Yeah, it's like a tougher stuff. But yeah, Sinner. Hey, shout out to Elijah when he took Sinner. He's looking good, man. He's probably the best in the world.
Carlito is gonna win, unfortunately.
I'm rooting for Joker. Rooting for Djokovic. Yeah,
I am too.
But sick
he is playing. He is playing Sinner though.
Yeah, I know. That's not great. That's not good. It's over. Well, yeah, man. Hit me up. Thanks for having me on, guys. Dude, UFC 317 was legendary, man. So much fun hanging out with you the day before, and obviously at the fights, we gambled, we drank, had a ton of fun. Sucked that Charles lost, but yeah, it was a great time. Johnny's a great guy. Everyone in the chat knows.
What you see is what you get.
Yeah. Johnny's just, and same with Tyler. I met Tyler too. Just like what you see on YouTube is exactly how you are in person. So just diehard fight fans, love the sport, love gambling, love picking our spots. So always fun to talk with you guys, you in the chat, and then obviously Johnny, talk to him all the time. But yeah, man, thanks for having me on. Anytime.
Right on. Yep. Appreciate everybody in the chat hanging out with us. Like I said, we'll be back next week with another guest and to break down UFC 318. So hope you see you there. Same time, same place, same channel. And yeah, good luck with your bets. Good luck with your picks. And hopefully Derek Lewis gets that KO. Let's go.
Let's go, PS.